Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to VisualWood.
Welcome.
Well, it's been a long time.
Yeah, man, this feels weird. 3 weeks. It's basically been 3 weeks. I mean, we had 2 off, but then it's been a whole week since that time. You see.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God! You've got a potato running. Oh, it's brilliant. It's amazing.
It's me. It's me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, that's the Matt tail. You know, why? Wait, which one am I right now?
Yeah, you're the lady. You're the lady, of course.
That's not supposed to be a lady.
That's a lady. Oh, you just cross-dressing there. Or I mean, men can wear lipsticks. What am I saying?
Yeah, no. They're just my lips. What are you talking about?
Right,
they're just my lips.
Right. No problem at all. Yeah. yeah. It's totally fine. So, how was your Christmas? How was your New Year's? Audience and winning potatoes.
How was a lot of things. Like,
Yeah.
I got a lot to say, and I'm scared about one of these stories I've got for you, because I think it's gonna sound like I'm trying to one up you, and I'm not.
Oh, here we go.
I'm not trying to one up you.
All
right.
Okay.
But I do want to talk about it. All right.
All right.
You know how during this year or last year, all right, 2016, good. We're in the new year now. Bad stuff behind us, right? But you know how last year you had people break into your place and rob you.
Oh no. Okay, this is the bad one up. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
My story is by no means worse in severity than your story, but that kind of happened to me on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
At your house?
Yes, we got. All right. So here's the full story. All right.
All right.
Let's say you're hosting a big party on. Do you know what Boxing Day is?
No.
All right. Boxing Day is what we call in the UK the day after Christmas. I don't know why. I think it's because traditionally you were supposed to get your presents on Christmas and open them all on Boxing Day, the day with all the boxes, I think, or something. Maybe someone else can explain that. Or there would be boxing match or something. Whatever. Anyway, so let's say you're having a huge party on Boxing Day, right? You're having a lot of people over. You live in a small place. You're having a lot of people. What would you do to prepare for a party?
Clean up, cook some food.
Yep. Get some food.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, but there's a lot of people. All right. What else might you get as well as food?
I don't know. Plastic plates and cups.
Okay,
like
yeah. But you food and drink, right?
Oh,
Booze.
yeah. Well, I guess that goes with the food. Yeah.
All right. But here's the thing. You live in a pretty small place. You've got a pretty small little fridge. How do you keep all of that booze chilled?
Right. You get some ice, I guess.
All right.
Put on some ice, or you have a freezer in the back, in the basement or
Let's say
something?
your freezer and your fridge are super full of food and ice as it is. You've bought the stuff like maybe a week before because you don't want to be rushing around on Christmas week. Okay.
Right.
So what do you do with all the spare alcohol? How do you keep it cool for people? What do you do?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't drink alcohol.
What?
Kappa.
Well, here's what you do. You open the front door. You find the little shed that's right next to the front door. Right? That's right next to it.
Right.
In the dead of winter, check it out. It's Christmas. It's winter. The world will chill your alcohol for you. So you leave the booze outside. Boom. People in chat are getting it. You leave the booze outside and you lock it in a little shed, right? For the days leading up to it. That's for the Boxing Day party. So
this is in your backyard, right? The shed?
Front garden. Basically attached.
Garden.
Yeah, no, not even the garden. Attached to the front door on basically, you know where the hinge of the door would be, where it swings open, right there. Basically, in my room overhangs the front of my house. Okay, so if you Matt would kind of come to my house and you're gonna knock on my door, you're gonna be like, "Yeah, WP, you coming out to play? Let's go hang out." All right.
Right.
You would basically walk under my bedroom, right, to knock on the front door. Like that. That's kind of the way that it's designed. So recessed into the house is both the front door and a shed. So it's basically in the house. It's just not got the central heating. All right. So we have this shed. We got loads of stuff. So we put some stuff out there. We had I made this amazing Swiss. Do you know what a Yule log is?
No.
A Yule log is like a big chocolatey like
Ooh.
log thing, like a Yule log for Christmas. You should Google it for people, all right? Yule logs are insane. Yule logs are really, really cool. I did like a whole day where I was baking. I was doing all this cool stuff. We had all this like freshly prepared salmon that I bought. Remember I bought that giant fish? No space for a giant platter of that, so that's outside. And of course, a lot of spirits, booze, ciders, ales, just ungodly amount of stuff. Beers. And then on Christmas Eve, okay, first of all, did you ever go out on Christmas Eve with your mates when you were a teenager?
Yeah, of course. Go to
some
movies. We had this huge mall in Miami called Aventura Mall. Used to talk to the honeys, stuff like that.
Well, apparently, a group of kids,
right,
who weren't old enough to buy booze, I guess, were on Christmas Eve night wandering around, breaking into people's front gardens and looking through all their sheds and their stuff to see if they could steal anything. And so when we woke up on Christmas Day, I woke up on Christmas Day and I let the dog out for like a wee or something. And I noticed our front gate had been propped open and held open with a rock. And I was like, what the hell? Why has that been done? That's weird. And what had happened was these people had come in the middle of the night on Christmas Eve night, opened up our shed after rummaging through our stuff, and stole all of our booze. They stole about 70 to 80 pounds worth of drink.
Oh my gosh. So what type of neighborhood do you live in?
Not a good one. Not a good one.
Oh, this is the first I'm hearing about this.
No, it's not. It's not the first.
All right. So what type of bad neighborhood? Is there some racist things in there,
Someone's been shot in like the alley next to my house before. And we have been robbed once before where someone came in through the back garden, walked right into our kitchen and stole a purse. So, but that's the worst that's really happened. It's the kind of place that's a bit dodgy and you wouldn't want to walk around at night. If I'm not being sexist, if I was a girl, I probably wouldn't walk around, after hours. I'm confident enough in myself that
Shoot, if I was a girl, I would not be out after hours at all, dude.
Right?
Yeah. I grew up. When you grow up in high school in a certain area, you get to know the guys, and it's just like, man, you guys are horn dogs. I just would not be comfortable walking out at night. I'm just,
horn dogs.
I just would not. I'm just being, Anyways, I'll be a fine girl too. Yeah. Anyways, go.
So what they'd done is they propped the gate open with a rock so that they could, with both hands, take these crates of everything and the bottles and stuff and run off with all of it. And the funny thing is there was a bunch of food in there as well. Food I'd spent the day baking and preparing and stuff, and they left that. And I was almost a little bit insulted. I was like, oh, all right, not good enough for you to steal, I guess. I guess we'll do that. But then what's even worse, someone asked me if I live in Southampton, which is a very close guess, but it's not correct. What was worse than that, all right, it's pretty bad. It's pretty unconscionable to steal from people on Christmas Eve night, don't you think?
Yeah.
All right. Even worse than that, and this is how stupid they are, after you've done that, what day, if there's any day of the year that you think people are at home, what day of the year do you think it would be? Like where people aren't working, they're, what day of the year? One day of the whole year in America and England and many Western countries, what day of the year are people unlikely to be out?
It's definitely Thanksgiving and Christmas Day.
And we don't have Thanksgiving here. All right.
Oh, so it's pretty major there. Oh, damn.
It's Christmas Day. So these complete morons got away with it in the middle of the night. And then, in the early evening of Christmas Day.
So your neighbors are coming out saying, "What the hell?" and stuff like. So you talk to them?
No. Actually, to tell the truth, we don't know if anyone else got anything nicked, but maybe no one else was stupid enough to put it in an unlocked shed. To be fair. But so on Christmas Day in the evening, they come back. They actually came back. They actually thought that they'd be able to steal something that we wouldn't have noticed that morning that it had all been taken. Move everything else that was in there, like the food and stuff, away. What did they think that we were going to do? Just replace it all and just leave it, and that we would just evaporate? Not what complete morons. So there was a bit of a kick up,
and that's why they were like, oh, why not? Why not them? That's probably what
we
happened.
caught them red-handed, and there was a bit of a kick up. And they got chased.
Wait, what? You caught them?
Yes.
All right. So how did it happen? Did you see them?
No, I didn't. My brothers caught them. All right.
Okay.
I was up here and suddenly I heard people shouting and, oh, get your shoes on, go. I was like, what is going on? I was like, I'm going to be right back. I went downstairs and and like they were racing off around the shed and screaming, proper shouting and charging off. And they're like, they were right here. They were just, and I don't know. They
You
never
didn't
managed
catch him?
never managed to catch them, dude. It's
Oh
like
man,
alleyways and a
I would
million
have
directions.
I would have got the belt, my friend. I would have
The
got the
thing,
belt and whipped that child. Whoa, all of them, just get it good. Take off their pants and everything.
the
I
thing is,
kid you
when you're at
not.
the point where you got to put your shoes on, you really don't have much of a chance, do you? Like, oh, I got to stop, put my shoes on, and then chase you. They're scattered to the wind by then.
Oh, you didn't put your shoes on before, like alerting them to your presence?
What? No, they were at our front door. We opened the door and they were there.
Oh,
Or
so
my
you
brother
leave?
opened the door and they were there. And they were like, oh, and ran.
Oh.
And then we were like, oh, we got to get on our shoes and go.
Oh, okay. And you probably got broken glass or stuff. You say you live in a shady neighborhood.
Yeah. This is the kind of place where people just smash bottles everywhere. You're damn right.
Yeah. That definitely happens over here. Yeah, because there's
So
a drastic difference in the ground. Yeah, go ahead.
it made me realize something, though. You know, when you got broken into and the gun was still on the side?
Yeah.
That rock thing made me realize what they probably left it on the side for was because they had their hands full with stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It made me realize that, and it wasn't like quite so stupid because they obviously had whatever else that they were trying to get away with, and they needed to be able to run. But yeah, it's nothing like your story. It's pretty ridiculous though that people would nick stuff. I really, it's pretty stupid to try and rob people on Christmas Day. That's like the worst day. I know the roads look empty and stuff, but the roads look empty and it looks quiet on Christmas Day because everyone's at home. You can't get to their houses and their stuff. And it's just stupid. But I suppose they got away with it the first night. You can't even like call the police or anything about that. You know? Do you know what I mean? Like it's like, oh,
Oh,
sorry.
really? So
Yeah. What
that's
like, after the Christmas Eve thing? Let's say they didn't come back and we couldn't, even vaguely describe them. What are we gonna do? Oh, we got robbed on Christmas Eve. I mean, you can alert them, but you can't expect your money back or anything. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, well, yeah. And they're kids too, so they can't really get like the full they'll just get the slap on the wrist type of thing. Well, over here anyway.
Yeah. When we
Yeah.
saw them on Christmas Day, apparently they were very young. So it's obviously why they're doing it is to nick booze. But like, if you're that young, it's kind of sad actually. Like, where's your family? Why aren't you hanging out with your family on Christmas
They
Day?
probably have broken homes, or some of them are some kids. Some kids just they don't even need to have a broken home. They just want to be bad, and that's
I mean, it's just
it's just sad.
yeah,
It's
it is
just
sad.
Go
It is
go
sad.
home, be like me when I was young, and be a nerd in your room playing games all day. That's pretty much what I was doing on
Boom.
forums and just playing games. the
Word
whole
on
day.
that. Hell yeah.
Amazing. Well,
What about your Christmas? I'm keen to hear.
okay. Well, my Christmas was pretty decent. I forgot what I did. I didn't do anything.
What do you mean you forgot what you did? What?
Wait a minute. Okay, we went to North Carolina. I drove all the way to North Carolina to see my sister-in-law. She just had a baby like 2 weeks ago. And then I stopped by my
Congratulations to him.
Yeah, her.
Okay.
Sister-in-law does.
I thought you said brother-in-law for a second, and then I was like, "Oh, he must have meant brother-in-law's wife." And then I was like, "Him?"
Is there a story? Okay. Yeah, I stopped by my best friend's place. Of course, he's in South Carolina, so it was kind of in the way. But that was pretty much it. We just had a good time, chill. I baked some, of course, sweet
What kind of
potato
a drive is
pie again, and that was good. It's like a 4-hour drive. Nothing too crazy happened. 4-hour drive. Maybe 3.5. But nothing too crazy happened. It's not as eventful as yours. Just chill. Just chill. New Year's Eve, I was mostly working. It's been a very busy Christmas and I was about to say Thanksgiving, but New Year's. But it was good.
Yeah.
It was good. It was fine. So something crazy happened yesterday, and I know you want to talk
really?
about it.
Okay.
The Oculus Rift.
All right. Okay. Do you on the floor?
Well, all right. I'm not. You're more invested than I am. Well, I'm invested, but I didn't.
We're equally financially.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, but I'm not gonna say. But like, all right. So the Oculus Rift, I've been heavy into VR. I've tried it a few times with different kits, the 1080p version as well, and I mean, this one is even bigger than 1080p version, which is I tried DevKit 1 and 2, so the 720p. So I understand the progression of the VR headsets, and I love it. Like, I absolutely love it. So like I said before, I'm totally down for VR, and I don't think it's not gonna fail. I just see that it's just so, even if it's a niche thing, people are gonna develop stuff for it. Like, people are already making like those mazes and stuff for like laser tag, just experiences like that. I don't think it's gonna go away. I think it's gonna have its place regardless if it's mainstream or not. But I do think I think Oculus Rift releasing this is going to make a standard, right? And then later on, as technology grows, there'll be some cheaper ones for the mainstream and stuff like that. But I definitely want the experience that Oculus Rift is giving with the high quality parts and OLED screens and the high refresher. I don't want the cheaper version. If I'm gonna have something like this, I don't want a cheaper version, especially because I get motion sickness, but because I'd rather pay more for a better product. I've always been that way.
It's one of those things as well where if you can't make a budget device, it just doesn't work, because there's a certain threshold you need to hit for the player to feel presence. If you don't have a high enough refresh rate, they will not feel the presence. They will get motion sick. If you do not have a high enough resolution, ignoring foveated rendering or anything like that, they will not be able to make enough detail. There will not be enough that developers can do with user interface, with text, with stuff like that, to truly immerse people. Like, you need to hit a certain point, and if that certain point costs a certain amount of money, to the point where, a company can't even make a profit selling the head-mounted displays, then that's what it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, and budget devices will exist, but I don't think that you can't start an industry by selling budget devices, because people are just going to think it's a gimmick instead of something very real and something very powerful.
Exactly. And just to tell you guys what we were talking about, we're talking about the Rift. The pre-orders came out yesterday, and you can now pre-order it for 600 smackaroos. Okay? 600 smackaroos. So I think it's what is it, like about $650 with taxes and everything like that?
Depends. If you live in Oregon, there is no tax.
Oh, okay. And people who are really quick, they're getting it in March, and people like us that weren't like extremely quick with scripts and stuff ready, we're getting it in April. Now, they're not going to charge you until they ship it. Okay? So you could have pre-ordered, saved the money, and got it. Now, what people are flipping out about is the price, because people were expecting, around $350. I was expecting around about $400.
No, but Matt, that people weren't expecting $350.
Well, no. Well, the people who weren't really closely looking at it.
Point well made. Yes.
Yeah. They weren't like, when you're seeing all the new stuff they're putting in, like, Facebook gave them a lot of money. You think they're just gonna make like, what if Facebook never gave them money? The DevKit 2 would probably have been like would have
been slightly amped up DK2.
Yeah, right. and that would be it. And I'm like, I definitely want to see them go as far as they can with the technology they have, while keeping it like decent. I mean, $600. I know a lot of people have been hearing the argument about, it's a display. It's just a really good display, like those high res monitors, stuff that me and WP have been looking at, which is the IPS, or 144 hertz G-Sync monitors that they're like $1,000, just to get everything you want while being able to edit, and not have like the TN panels that have like washed out colors and stuff like that. Like, it's just a really, really crazy display, and I think it's expensive, but not expensive in the way of like, oh, it's not worth the $600.
Yeah.
But yeah, you go ahead.
Well, so my rage about this, I was depressed yesterday. Like, genuinely, I woke up today with a bit of a stink. It affected the other areas of my life too. Like, I was genuinely like, I just don't feel good. I felt horrible. And it was all because of the Oculus pre-orders. Like, I'm surprised it affected me as much as it did. But So basically, here's the situation. I wouldn't, just to explain something about myself a little here, I don't actually consider myself a particularly enthusiastic person when it comes to VR. I was enthusiastic about the Rift when everything first started. A lot of people messaged me. I didn't even know pre-orders were going to be available until other people messaged me and said, "Hey, WP, you're getting a free Rift. Did you know that?" And I was like, "What?" And apparently people who backed on Kickstarter are getting a free consumer version, which is crazy awesome. Oculus actually did a lot and made a lot of great announcements that, you know, like specifically, obviously, because it was going to be a high price. Like, hey, if you pre-order, they won't charge you until it ships. So if you're curious about the Vive, then you can obviously withdraw that money, or if you want something else, you know, over the coming months, you can pre-order right now without actually spending a penny, without having a penny to your name. It's fine. They came out with all this good PR and stuff, and that's when I first heard about it, right? Like, how can I say I'm a VR enthusiast if I was that late to the ballpark? However, I was about a day or two early when I started reading about it, when I started looking up about it again, when I started looking at what was going on, the situation with the Rift versus HTC's Vive, generally what things were going on. It didn't take me that long to very quickly understand where the community was at, all right? And here's what you guys should understand. The enthusiasts, the people who care about VR, the people that this is targeted to, the people who have been understanding it, which is a sizable audience that has sustained itself for multiple years now, since those original threads and that original Kickstarter, they all knew the real ballpark, the expected price of the Oculus Rift was around $500. People were expecting $100 to $200 up or down from that. This is what, and my evidence for this is sitting right here on the phone with me. What did I say to you before the price even came out, Matt? When I was like, we were like pre-orders, we were waiting for it, and I said exactly to you in Skype chat.
I'm trying to look for it. Read it out.
Let me control F it. 500 should work. Here we go. Here we go. Here, I said, at one point I said there's no pre-order lock-in. I said as long as you have about 500 saved, you should be okay.
Right.
I said originally that 500 seems steep to me, but that's what people were expecting. Remember?
Yeah. And then there was this big old forum thing on the Discord saying about 500.
I said hours before pre-order. I said this to Matt. We were hyped about it. I said expected price is about $500, by the way. Any major deviation from that will be really important. All right, and that would mean 200 below was 300. I said so 300, and people will think it will literally break gaming. So many people will want it. Or 700, and most people will probably wait to see for the Vive. That's what I said before it even came out. How did I understand that? How did I know that? Because I'd spent just a few minutes reading about the damn situation, what was going on. Just a few, like just a little while, you know, a couple of hours. All right, a few minutes is an exaggeration. All right, so the people knew 500 was the ballpark. Of course, the price came out. I was in a Discord server as it was all going on. I was really excited. We were watching it. There was lots of hype. Price comes out. It's within the ballpark the community expected. It's $5.99. It's higher than people expected. You cannot ignore that. I will also say that there was a thread specifically where people were like, what do you expect the price of the Oculus Rift to be? And everybody voted on it. There were like hundreds of votes, and someone aggregated it all and said, all right, as a community in general, the community believes that the price will be, so it was like $489 or something, the $500 ballpark, right? So Oculus's release price is higher than people were expecting, but nothing crazy, right? That's for the actual enthusiasts. That's for the people who actually cared about VR. But what you got was these random people that had a vague interest, such a vague interest that they couldn't even compete with my Wooden Potatoes vague interest of just reading about a few things the day before, all right? That for some reason thought that this was going to be a budget VR device, despite the fact for over, I would say closer to 2 years now, Palmer Luckey and the guys at Oculus have made it very clear that the first wave of VR was going to be something that people would want before it's something that people could afford, and that you needed it. It was going to be a more expensive thing than a cheap thing, so that you could get it out the door right, so that people wouldn't treat it as a gimmick. Obviously, there's a limit, because the higher price it gets, the more restricted the audience is, which means the software being built for it, and you got to be very, very careful. But that's exactly what they would have been looking at. Palmer also came out with there was a statement a long time ago, a more obscure statement. You won't find anyone en masse quoting until after his AMA today, where he specifically was saying, that a while ago he was saying, look, we're shifting our focus. We're realizing that there are a lot of people looking at VR stuff. A lot of people are going to be creating these things, and they're going to exist at multiple price points. We do not believe you can have great VR at those lower price points. Other people are hoping to fill those niches in the market anyway. We're going to go for the more premium product at the start. That's what it's always been understood of Oculus, or of the Rift. Right, and people are like, "Well, Oculus, although the whole Kickstarter was to give us a budget device. It's ridiculous. You're talking about the start, the inception of a new revolutionary technology. Everyone had lots of people have. Yeah, and look at iPhones, right? Do you remember how much? I remember being at school, and
oh my God,
we'll talk about the phone thing in a second. But specifically, what I mean right now is at the inception of the iPod. Okay. I remember the rich, snobby, super privileged kids having those because they were disgustingly expensive. But then what happens? Economies of scale take effect. All of a sudden, prices come down. They become devices available at multiple different price points. And oh, look, people treat it as respected and widespreadly used technology. That's exactly the same thing for VR. Just because it comes out expensive, it doesn't mean that it's going to be a gimmick. Now, as for the phone thing, I'm sorry I'm ranting so bad here, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
As for the phone thing, a big comparison people keep making with the price is they say, oh, you're angry that it's $600, but you'll spend $700 on a phone, all right? And then people, the very common rebuttal to that, you know what people say to that, right?
No, what did they say?
All right, well, people say, oh, yeah,
AMA,
you use a
but I
phone.
haven't seen that one.
You use a phone every day. You use a phone every day. You're not necessarily going to use the Rift every day. You can far more justify spending $700 on a phone than a Rift. But that doesn't make any sense. It does make sense on a level, but what you have to appreciate is the people who buy $700 phones don't start at the $700 phones. They never paid from nothing to get that phone. They already have a phone. People have phones and they upgrade them. People pay $700 not for a phone. People pay $700 for an ever so slightly faster CPU and an ever so slightly higher pixel camera and an ever so slightly improved device, or a bigger device or whatever. That's what people spend $700 on phones for. So the argument does break down, and there is absolute value to the fact that people pay a premium for luxuries. That is the point. People already pay in the electronic devices markets, knowing that those companies, the phone companies, make massive profit margins. People will pay a premium. And that is the discussion that's being made with the phone comparison, or when people compare it to monitors, like Total Biscuit did in his video. That core point does not get changed just because you use a phone every day when you might not use the Rift every day.
But the thing is, I don't understand. Like, the people are complaining about $600 for Oculus Rift, for a new piece of technology that's going to put you inside the game. Like, it's great. You need a beast. You need a 970 or more, something that is extremely expensive. Right? If you cannot afford a beast system, then you cannot afford the Rift. Like, that's just it. If you've seen the recommendations, the requirements for the PC, for running everything on 90 FPS, 1080p. Well, it's not 1080p; it's a little bit more than 1080p. You would know that. Why? I don't get it. Like, all those people, do they all have like the recommended specs for this? I don't.
Yeah,
think
no,
so.
And I can guarantee you they
shouldn't. $600. Like, I spent more on my graphics card. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So somebody in chat just said to me, the difference is that VR is largely untested and unproven. That's what new technologies are. That doesn't mean that you try and create budget devices for new technologies. That's not how it works. You need to prove that the concept works by creating a capable device, selling it to the actual enthusiasts, and moving on. Like, so to finish what I mean about this whole... What really started to depress me was the second that the price was revealed, it was clear there were a lot of people around who had no idea what they were talking about, no idea at all, and were saying, oh, it's too expensive. The most hilarious of the comments that were very common was, oh, screw this, Oculus, you screwed it up. I'm going to get the Vive instead. I'm going to get the HTC Vive instead. Or post that's like, oh, look, HTC, this is it. You can undercut them now. This is your chance. Oculus have given you such a big opening. Clearly, people have got no idea what they're talking about. The Vive will not categorically will not be cheaper than the Rift. The Vive has got so much more stuff. They have always said that they're going to be a premium experience. These two companies have been playing chicken for months and months and months. The Vive delayed so much of the stuff. The Vive, by the way, HTC really haven't shown very much for their anticipated early release dates. So like there's some wonky stuff there. HTC is a company going out of business. HTC, just on that alone, okay, means that they cannot afford to sell at such a low profit margin their head-mounted displays versus Oculus. That alone will put their price higher. The fact that they have a camera on the front, the fact that they have full motion controls on the front, the fact that they have so much more like developed stuff going into that experience is going to push that price way higher. And you guys can make me eat my hat here. I think it's pretty safe to say that the Vive is going to be over $1,000. And I don't think that's a crazy thing to say at all. So, especially considering what Oculus said. So here's the thing. It's so obvious that it's going to be more expensive, and you get all these people like acting like, oh, Oculus what made it too expensive, and now the Vive is going to improve things. Outrageous comments. People don't know what they're talking about at all. And here's the thing. This is, I guess, what really annoys me. People were getting called out for their misplaced hate. They were obviously people that didn't know what they were talking about. And they were the mass. This is what's really interesting about Reddit. You tend to think if something's super highly upvoted, or the majority, that must be the right opinion, right? But it was the weirdest case and the most depressing, sad case of seeing like all this ridiculous hate and vitriol. Yeah. And people basically blasting Oculus, blasting VR. People saying, oh, I hope Palmer Luckey. Let's put this in perspective, by the way. Palmer is younger than me, okay? Based on some quotes he made years ago, things and scopes and scales change, okay? People are like, oh, I hope they destroy him. I hope Oculus fails, blah, blah, blah. Like, such unparalleled rage.
You remember what I said the last podcast? I mentioned.
Go on, tell everyone.
I mentioned this last podcast. I said, I think people would just like disregard like their judgment, whatever, and bash something just because they can't afford it and they can't have it. And it has been happening so much lately. Like I've been scouring the forums for like different like audio equipment and stuff like that, and I see like they'll have this headphone like oh the mids, oh the highs are so good, the bass is just on point. I like it better than this $1,000 headphone, and I'm like, okay,
yeah, right,
okay, because I went there's a store here that I found that had like a $2,000 headphone. I was like, let me try it. I want to try it. Like I'll never buy something like that, but I want to see what a $1,000 headphone sounds like. And it's just like, no, these guys are just trying to convince themselves of this lie. And I feel like it's just like, why? Why can't everyone just be truthful? Like, all right, you know what? It's a little bit too expensive. I'm just going to have to wait. All right?
Yeah.
You know, I'll go to a convention and try it out, you know, or go to my friend who you know, or pool together some money. Like, I feel because I think of money differently, I save a lot. All I do is save. That's the only way I can buy any of this stuff is because I save, and I'm really good at it. I save I know the Oculus Rift was going to be expensive, and I started saving from last year May. You know, little $10 here, a little $5 here. Just keep saving the pennies up, just so I know, because I know it's going to be expensive, and I eventually buy it. It's the same thing I did with my camera. It's the same thing I did with all these things. I don't understand. If you want something of this experience, you're not gonna like. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. This is not gonna be in your 25-cent gumball machines yet. Okay, this is VR. It's VR. Yeah. If any of you guys have experienced it, like at least DK2 with the 1080p screen, some people think they don't understand it, but most people who put that thing on, they kind of get where it's coming from. Whether you like it or not, it depends, but it's good. And that's why people are getting upset, because they know they want it and they can't have it because it's too expensive.
And to be fair, when Matt and I come out with arguments like this, right, I think we both totally understand VR is not for everyone at the current price point, or the Rift is not for everyone. That's not what the arguments are. What makes me furious, okay, is you've got these people that had neither the most basic remote understanding of the device, okay, before pre-orders went out, nor did they have the money to purchase one. They were not the demographic at all. Yet those same people, en masse, the majority, were going to sit there and kick up such a fucking stink, okay, that they're actually intending to damage VR. They're actually saying, "Oh, VR is breaking." The whole entire industry as it builds, they're going to make out like it's this terrible thing before they even have the device, before any of that stuff. That just infuriates me. But these people, to finish the story, these people were being called out, right? And you could tell that they were wrong. And basically, it got to a situation for a couple of hours where there wasn't very much they could really rest on. And it was dying down a little bit. But then something really, really annoying to me happened, okay? People started quoting Palmer Luckey from years ago when he made a couple of comments. He said there was a recent comment where he, with respect to $1,500 or $350, said that the price of the Rift would be in the ballpark of the $350 rather than $1,500. People took that out of context and just looked at the raw numbers and said $350 is in the ballpark of $600, right? There was a single thread about this, right? Mostly a load of trite if you actually looked at the context of the original interview. What frustrated me was basically people latched onto that. It would appear to me that TB, I'm pretty sure everyone knows this guy, he's a YouTuber. It seems that Total Biscuit spent what was apparently like half an hour to 40 minutes cashing in on the drama on that day, reading about Reddit, reading just like the Oculus subreddit, and he picked the biggest, most obvious threads, specifically the one about the ballpark of 350. And then as soon as he said in his video, "Oh, the community expected $350," all of a sudden that's gospel now, Matt. That's gospel. Apparently, VR enthusiasts, apparently Oculus deceived people. The Rift, we all understood was going to be 350, and our stink is justified because they deceived us. And 350 was the expected. No, you're wrong. You're completely wrong. The expected was 500. It's slightly more expensive than the expected, but this 350 BS is just a load of old ass. I just can't stand it, man. It made me so sad. It went on and on and on. He absolutely nailed the AMA for what it's worth. Palmer Luckey did.
Yeah, if you want to get educated on what exactly happened and misuse words and websites.
But now it's understood now. It's understood. Everyone's going to be like, oh, 350 was the expected price. Even slipped out of you a second ago because that's what people think the situation is now.
That's what it is. That's what people expect. You see it all over the place. I thought it was going to be 350.
These people didn't even know. That's the stupid thing. They didn't have any expectations of their own. They've only been told that the expectation was 350. So that's why they're latching onto it to justify their misplaced hate. How? What?
Yeah, it's the internet. It's the internet. But I want to mention something.
It's the majority.
Because a lot of people in chat telling me like, oh, the argument about the graphics card is. I'm not talking about the graphics card itself. I'm talking about the system you have to build in order for you to run your games properly. I would expect people who buy an Oculus Rift for $600 plus tax will want to run their games properly. Okay? Now, let's say you just want to do the recommended settings, the recommended PC specs. You still have to spend way more than the Oculus Rift just to get that system running, to get it running. And then you're going to play it on hot, medium or high settings just to get your 90 FPS because you want that 90 FPS hit. Yes, it is a valid argument. People who spent $1,000 on their system, yes, they probably have the money to save up. They probably, when they get their paycheck,
they're not even being asked to spend it right now. Yes. They're not even being asked to spend it.
3 months. 3 months. Okay, that's like a ton of paychecks, depending on how you get paid. 2 times a month.
Yeah, people complaining, oh, I only saved $350. All right, straight away, I know you're lying. Why would you be saving $350 already?
If you're living paycheck to paycheck, then you probably are. This is not for you, probably.
Yeah, but even these weird people that are like, oh, I only saved $350 because that's what I was expecting, right? They weren't expecting that. People in general were not expecting $350. There might be a few people, all right, a few people that went that low because they were really struggling. But even to those people, so did you forget you have 3 more months to, get a little bit closer to that level? Right? So really, what is this? You're complaining that you can't pre-order because of the price?
You can. And that's the thing.
Yes, they can.
You could literally, you literally pre-order and sell your pre-order. Okay?
Oh, yeah, we looked at this.
Yeah.
This is quite crazy.
Yeah, you sent me this eBay thing. Someone sold their March
pre-order for March. Yeah.
For $1,100. And I'm
like, wasn't it £1,100?
He paid for it. He basically paid for it. He didn't have to do anything but punch in a couple numbers. And I'm pretty sure as that pre-order, like as it goes down the months, you know, it's gonna be like our April one is gonna be worth a lot of money, maybe. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I'm not that type of dude to sell my pre-order, so I
Yeah.
want my VR experience. You know,
It's true that there won't be many games and stuff early on. I very much believe, right? The Rift is not for everyone. It's not, and it's been clear for a long time that it wasn't going to be for everyone. That it would be one of these more niche experiences for a few people, but it can't. Over time, there will be more VR headsets at different price points that work for different people, and it will explode. And it will continue to go on the right. This has not killed VR just because it's 600. Kicking up such a weird stink over it is the only thing that would do any damage. And the thing that made me sad today was there was an AMA with Palmer, and he basically had to bow down to the mob. He was like apologizing all over the place. He was saying, yeah, sorry, I handled expectations wrong. My quotes were wrong, blah, 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 blah. To all these people that I can guarantee you weren't there a week. It's the exact same as when the Facebook acquisition came out. We didn't really talk about it much on the pod. Why? Well, I certainly wasn't that interested in it. I knew there was a big fuss about it. But, you know, that was a huge, huge, huge storm of crap that just random people that came. I remember there was a post on our Oculus where it was like, okay, let's see our traffic from one of the mods there. And it was like, yeah, we had about 95% traffic that have never been to this subreddit before and left a few days after the huge thing. It literally is an internet angry mob that came out of nowhere with a very vague understanding of the subject, getting angry and then leaving again. And it's the same thing here. I feel it's crazy.
One last thing. I feel the reason why I'm not like, because I don't want to spend $600, but I'm gonna save up a little more to get it. You know, obviously I run a YouTube channel. I want these things to make the videos. I want to be involved in what's hot because, I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. There's other people who are enthusiasts. There's many reasons why people are going to want to get this. Now, I lost my train of thought. but the thing is, all right, I think I got it. I think I got it now. I think I got it. Oh, wait a minute. All right. Yeah, here it goes. Okay. This is what happens. This is what happens when we go off topic. All right. I rather it be expensive. I rather they put so much effort in making the first VR headset very, very good. I mean, very good. Even overkill it. All right, and that's why it's probably so expensive. I rather them do that than it comes out and it's just okay.
It's just a bit of a flop, yeah.
Yeah, just it's like it's not bad. It's just okay.
Like 3D TVs.
Yeah. Like 3D TVs, you could live without it. Like, to be honest, like I watched Star Wars, which we'll probably get into, in 3D, and I'm like, even though it's cool, you know, I just rather not. You know, I rather 2D. Like it's not that. Like this is something totally different. But yeah, I rather blow it out of the park and it be expensive even more. Like even if I couldn't afford it, I'd rather it be expensive and it be like the best thing ever. Then technology will eventually go down, just like how TVs have been. 4K TVs. I remember the 4K TV came out. It was like $10,000, and people were like, "Damn." Like, damn, and people bought those things.
Yeah.
But now it's more affordable. Now you got them for like $400 at Walmart. Like, it's going to come to that point. And I don't see, I know people, you know, they want it now, and that's probably why they're raging. That's probably, they're nerding out over it, and they want it so bad. They got so excited, and now, you know, they got blue balls. It's okay. It's okay.
The other one I quite like is, remember what I said to you first of all? Like, before there was a huge backlash, but we announced the price. I immediately, as soon as I saw the price, I was like, that's quite expensive. I looked up the, what Atari did I look up, Matt? Which one was it? The 2600, I think it was?
Yeah, 2600? Maybe.
Is that what that Atari is?
Atari, it's 2600.
Yeah, the 2600. Yeah, the Atari 2600. That adjusted for inflation, people used to spend $777 on it, on a console for that. All right, like you can see, like
I remember Dreamcast was pretty expensive as well.
Yeah, didn't games used to be ridiculously pricey too?
Yeah.
My point is that this isn't going to kill the market. All right, my point is, look, there are a lot of people that can't get it on the first gen. I think that was to be expected. And yes, there is a little bit of a worry that this is so reliant on great experiences being built into it. And I think that's why you see, especially with the Vive and Oculus when they get the Touch as well, that they're, instead of focusing on games that have a finite amount of experience you can get out of them, and then you put the Rift in the closet, they're focusing on stuff that you can be creative with and infinitely replayable, because that keeps people with their Rifts in their minds. It doesn't feel like a waste, because this is one of those things that people will call it a gimmick. Like I own a Dev Kit 1. Despite this entire conversation, the last time I had that Dev Kit 1 on was at least a year. All right, at least a year. It was a long time.
Video.
All right, maybe that Guild Wars 1 video, whatever that is. All right, whatever that date is. It's been a long time since I put that on, and I paid a good amount of money for that. And so I know that's a slippery slope I could fall into with the Dev Kit 2 too. Oh, sorry, the consumer version. I know that's a slippery, and they do as well, and that is a very real fear. That, you know, how can you have a developer develop for a device that is so expensive when their user base is going to be so small? But that's okay, because a lot of, you know, the billions of dollars that Facebook gave Oculus, guess what, allowed them to fund the development of these things with those first-party developers, so that they don't go out of business anyway. So there it is, yeah, Guild Wars 1. There you go. What is that date? June 17th, 2013.
Man. Yeah, I haven't heard you talk about it in a while either. You're
right? Like,
crazy for it.
Yeah, and I do not consider myself to be that much of an enthusiast, but I can tell you that I did a hell of a lot more reading about it in just a couple of hours than half the morons that were frothing about it. So just as a word of caution, guys, everyone listening, really, really do think about it. Next time something seems to, you feel like you're being, I don't know what my advice is. Just do some research about things before you talk about them. Your own research. Don't just hear a statement on a video, you know, like TB's video, oh, expected price was $350, and then run with the bull. And don't like forget, okay, that you never had the expectation of $350. You never had that. You heard that people had that, and now you're appropriating that for yourself. It's not actually the situation that existed.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I mean, maybe Sony VR would be the budget one, because it has to run on consoles.
Right, and where's the excitement for theirs? Where's the excitement for this?
Yeah, because I feel like it's like the Vive is like the cream of the crop, right? With the front-facing camera, so you can actually see what you're doing in front of you. You don't have to take it off. Like crazy stuff like that. Cameras basically on the side of the rooms. You like ridiculous things. And I feel like the Sony VR, the Morpheus is probably just like, you know, the one that everyone wants, you know, the $350 one that you plug into your PS4 and you have your little VR experience. But it's not going to be like, you know, ridiculous. Maybe it's a little slightly lower res, you know, stuff like that.
Samsung are doing their own as well. Did you read that thread about that I showed you?
What, the Gear VR?
No. They're doing something different. See, one of the theories about the price of the Rift.
Right. They raised the price of the OLED screens because Samsung,
just to force the Rift to be more expensive, so that they could undercut them later. How crazy is that?
It's
and
business.
that people think it changes their focus.
And I think it happens a lot more often than people think.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And it's not even technically bad, because if they change, they're not even selling their own product yet. It's just future-proofing themselves. There's a lot of cool, like,
I mean, Samsung
company
is
backstabbing and stuff.
Yeah, Samsung is huge. They own the Android market right now, man. Like I forgot the numbers. I think it was like 80%. They sell more phones than Apple. It's pretty ridiculous.
Really?
Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
I
I didn't know how big they were. I was just like, wow, okay. But yeah, that is the Rift conversation. We could.
All right, I'm done now. I'll tell you what, Matt, I really needed this podcast with you. I've never in my life felt so depressed and so caged in. I almost did like a Concrete Ducks video, just ranting about this. I almost did it, but I thought, I don't want to just do a video of negativity. I'll do it on the pod instead. I guess that sounds really bad.
If you have questions,
I needed to tell people the truth.
If you have more questions about that, at the end of the podcast, we're going to have a Q&A. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys want to tear us apart about our opinions and stuff. So
yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
As well, the question is, yes, I pre-ordered one. I did pre-order one, and I have no regrets. I haven't even spent any money on it yet, so we'll see.
Before we move on, and I also pre-ordered. Before we move on, I want to do a visual adventure.
What?
Yes. All right. All
Oh
right.
my god.
All right. Are you ready? Are you ready? Cue up the video.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Do I want audio as well or just video?
No, there's no audio. I cut the audio.
How is this a thing? All right, I'm
visual.
excited.
All right. All right. So here you go. Ready, set, play.
Okay. Oh my god, what is this? You cropped out a load of stuff. Where are you?
I'm at my house.
Oh.
What?
Whoa, was
is
that the great? Is it a bat?
What is that?
Wait,
in the
are they
corner?
guesses?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Go ahead and get your guesses. You said a bat.
Oh no, that doesn't count. I didn't know I was guessing yet.
All right. Go ahead.
It looks like a hedgehog to me.
Okay. No.
Is that wrong?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it like the bat? What is this? This is amazing, Matt. This is the best thing we've ever done. Ew, somebody in chat said a spider nest. That'd best not be.
Ooh, jeez. That sounds scary. Is that your answer?
Oh no! Don't make me guess that. It looks like a hedgehog. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh man!
All right. Can I narrow it down? Can we do taxidermy on? Can we like categorize it?
Get one more guess, and then you could do that. I could give you hints.
All right. Okay. All right. My next guess is some form of bird, and we're looking at the brown feathers like it behind it.
What? You said what?
Some form of bird, and it's like a brown bird, and it's those feathers all flared up. And stuff.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it for everyone. Let's see. And it's a bird. It's two of them.
Really?
It's two little baby birds. Look at that.
Oh.
Two little baby birds. I'm sorry for all the people on
cute.
SoundCloud. You couldn't follow along with that one, but you got it. Wow! Holy crap! It's been a while since you were on the money.
Well, I didn't get it first time. Oh, it flew off. I see now. Oh.
Yeah, it was two little birds. They keep snugging up.
In winter? How hot is it there?
It gets really hot and then really cold. Georgia is messed up. Like literally, it is messed up. Okay.
That's just because you're inland, right? There's no sea to balance the temperature, no water bodies, right?
It is terrible. Terrible, dude.
Have you had any snow yet?
No, it hasn't snowed in a couple years, few years. Yeah, it's the last time we had like actual snow, covering the streets and Georgia. People don't know how to drive in Georgia. A lot of people who live in Georgia know what I'm talking about.
Wow.
Crashes everywhere. Everyone goes crazy and starts crashing into buildings. So it's good that we don't have snow here. But yeah, it's been a while.
Interesting.
Black ice, man.
It hasn't snowed for us yet, so I haven't really been able to feel Christmassy, of course. I read this weird fact that the only reason people think that of a white Christmas in England is because of Charles Dickens, and he had 7 as a kid white Christmases. But over the past 100 years, I think our country's only had 7. Anyway, so it's really weird, and how we've got this whole culture of snow in England, but it very, 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 very rarely is a white Christmas. So yeah, there you go.
I want to talk about something. All right, don't worry guys, I'm not gonna spoil Star Wars, but I saw Star Wars, all right?
Okay.
And you remember let's see. You have you seen the trailers?
Yeah, I've seen the trailers.
Okay.
I've seen some reviews of it as well. I know what the spoilers are. I'm not going to talk about them.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. Poe?
No.
Poe? All right. Well, his name is Oscar Isaac. You know what movie he came from?
Oh, are you going to talk about the fact that
he came from Ex Machina. Oh man, wow, that's ridiculous. Wait a minute. There's more. Oh, you know the general? Oh, he came from Ex Machina too. Man, Ex Machina must have been a really good series.
Oh, what is this?
Oh, it must have been a really good movie. Man,
Series.
Man, 2 actors landed apart. This
and
ridiculous.
didn't the main character not come from anything. He's just a guy that had not been in anything before.
Oh my gosh, so good.
Like, I don't know.
You know what? Also, Oscar Isaac, you know the guy that you thought he was okay, you know the Blue Book guy. You know who he is as well?
No, I thought he was
He's
pretty good.
Apocalypse from X-Men.
Oh,
What
is
is this? Wait a minute, Ex Machina?
Dude, I
Ex
like the
Machina was
acting in Ex Machina.
okay.
Guys,
Ex Machina
I'm
was
getting bullied.
okay. Oh man, sorry,
No,
I had to
Ex
get that
Machina's
out.
a good movie. No, really, really. It's a good movie. It's just not a perfect movie. That's all. I just
What?
thought the end was botched a bit. That's all. I thought it had great acting.
All right. Star Wars was great. I'm just busting your balls. Star Wars was great. If you manage your expectations, I think it's a really good movie. It's a fun watch, and it's definitely worth price to admission. Like there's rarely that I go to movies to anymore. Like I don't know. Like I could wait. You know, it's one of those things where I could wait till it go on DVD.
Yeah, I definitely feel that way. I've not seen it.
But this was worth it. And I feel like I would go in and watch it again in 2D this time instead of 3D because I'm not a fan.
Oh, okay.
Because of my
3D?
glasses. It's not because I'm hating on it, because I really do like 3D, and I really liked it in Avatar. Not The Last Airbender, not that atrocity. But I don't know. Like I felt like I wanted to take in the whole experience, and I felt like the glasses was getting in the way. But yeah, it's a really good movie. People who have watched it, I'm pretty sure the majority really enjoyed it. But there's a lot of things you can nitpick about it. You know, like Han feel like he was phoning it in a little bit. You know, his acting wasn't too good. And you know, Leia.
I heard that it wasn't Han. It was Princess Leia. She's apparently like, you know, she's had like a rough life and she was all drugged up for a while.
She did okay. Like I felt like they did okay. There were certain little bit of awkward parts, but I thought everything else was just like solid.
I saw one review where the guy was like, yeah, you know, she doesn't do ridiculously over dramatic stuff, but it really works. And I saw another one where people like, she can't act. She never moves her
I don't
face.
think she can. She got it anymore.
Ooh.
I do like her being there, but it's just I don't know. Like Han was a little trippy too. He wasn't too. But he did a lot. He did a lot better than Fisher. But anyways, I don't want to spoil any Star Wars stuff. Moving on, Star Wars was great, and I also saw the prequels. I'm gonna say something. Yeah,
they're good, aren't they?
I think I think you were wrong last time when we talked about the prequels, man. Those are very horrible movies. I mean, really bad. Holy crap! No. I thought it was over exaggeration, but I remember when I watched it as a kid, I was like, okay. You know, I enjoyed it for Star Wars, lightsabers. As a kid, you're like, woo! But man, Jar Jar ruined the first movie.
It's terrible, right?
And the second movie, Anakin, was just being
boring.
Creepy.
Nothing happens.
No, he was creepy, dude. Like, whoa. Right. And the third movie, I actually enjoyed a lot more than the rest of them because I was just having fun at that point, and there was not a lot of Jar Jar either. You know, everything was just crazy fun. But man, they CGI everything in the movie. Yeah. Everything.
And it looks weird, doesn't it?
Yes. It's
really
bad. Classic. Like the originals hold up better than the prequels. What the heck?
What I think kills the prequels though is like the dialogue is so cheesy and so terrible in so many places. Just to be clear, my opinion, I don't think that they're good movies, the prequel movies. I think that when I was a kid, I liked them and I liked Jar Jar Binks and whatever. Going back, yes, that was a huge mistake. The only redeeming thing that I think a lot of people get wrong about the prequels though is they're happy to like slap them down and say that they're worthless and whatever. But also a lot of what is like when you think Star Wars, a lot of what you think about, a part of their intellectual property, only existed because of the prequel. That's what I'm trying to get at. The prequel trilogy did add a lot to expand what you typically think of Star Wars. There's much less in the original trilogy than you'd expect, like in terms of like the scope of it, and that's probably because of the way they shot it the way they edited it to promote merchandising so much. There's a lot of stuff that when you think Star Wars, you associate with Star Wars, like they just don't exist in the original trilogy. Like a lot of stuff.
I don't know about that, man. I don't. I think I really disagree. Like the original trilogy.
That last point, really?
Yeah. That the prequels.
What about like all the roly robots
their...
and a lot of the varieties of lightsaber? Loads of stuff. Loads of the types of ships.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
You see, like all that kind of stuff never existed in the IP until the prequels. They're terrible movies, but they did expand it.
If you want to go through them, if you watched them already and you don't care about seeing the original, I would say take up and look up some of the edits out there. There's some non-cheesy edits that kind of clean it up a bit. A lot of, you know, the Anakin moments where he's just like, oh my gosh, I'm flying a ship for the first time. Oops, I destroyed a whole ship by accident. You know, that whole crappiness. Like they shaved that up a bit and it actually makes it look cool. And I feel like those movies could have been incredible. At the third movie, you kind of understood where they were going for with Anakin, and I thought, man, if someone else got a hold of that, it would have been an awesome movie. I wonder if I could go in there and edit it up the way I feel like it should have been, and make it come off awesome. But
yeah, because it's a cool idea, right? It's a really good idea.
It's all like the part where he murders all the sand people. I mean, man, they should have drawn out that scene. They should have made it brutal. They should have did a little bit more with that. Like a better actor, maybe, or maybe he wasn't that bad. Maybe he just need better direction, because direction has a lot to do with everything. Because you can see people really push out an actor's full potential if the director just knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And man, those movies could have been amazing. And I felt like I'm kind of glad that I watched them, even though they were really bad. And I felt like Jar Jar Binks, he really ruined the first movie for me. Yeah. But other than, like, wow.
What do you think about, I know he's just an annoying character and he's unnecessary and he's just, but what do you think about a lot of people hate him because they think he's just a racist character. What do you think about that?
No, I didn't really realize that.
I don't agree with that either. Yeah, okay, good.
What was he racist about?
People say that he like typifies like racial stereotypes and that they're just throwing him into, I don't know, just be rude about real world people.
Oh, yeah, I kind of got some of that, but I didn't. I didn't look in too deep. I didn't look in too deep about that.
I just got a response to someone in chat as well. Mm-hmm. Someone in response to my comment that the prequel trilogy added a lot of stuff to what we think of as as Star Wars. He said, no, Knights of the Old Republic and the expanded universe added way more to Star Wars than the prequels. That's
what I said last time.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about quantity, though. I'm talking about the typical stuff that your average Star Wars consumer, i.e. the people who aren't heavily invested.
That's what I got from that. He's talking about like just the people, you know, the kids that watched it when they were young and they bought all the toys, and that's what they grew up watching.
Yeah, and not to mention half of the expanded universe is built off of 6 movies, not 3. It's built off of 6 movies. I heard there was like a radio play and stuff of the original Star Wars trilogy, and there was all this extra information. But these days, a lot of the expanded universe draws from both trilogies, and that's my point.
They kind of have to. They kind of have to, because it's canon, and now it's the only canon. You know, like, oh my gosh, Jedi Knight. Oh man, there's so many good games out there. Oh. Yeah.
Do you think we're going to get another wave of really good Star Wars? Oh, man, what if BioWare are like, guys?
Oh, come on, dude.
Guys.
Oh,
it's not an MMO. We're doing a Star Wars game.
Oh, man, I would. Oh, dude. I want a gritty Star Wars. Not like, you know, brown, gritty Star Wars, but I mean, of course, I love Force Awakens. I like what it did with it. I love Kylo Ren. I know a lot of people when they saw him, they're like, oh, and everyone's expression was, oh, all right, that's getting a little bit spoilers, but
really,
anyways,
I think I know what you're talking about.
And I was just like, oh, he's a good actor though. Like, okay. Anyways, I agree with Jeremy Johns where he's like, oh, Kylo Ren, it's his voice, it sounds human, and it just adds so much to the film, and I think it does. It's an overall enjoyable film, and I'm glad Star Wars started off pretty strong, and I think most people enjoyed, and even the regular consumer, you know, who's not like the this is wrong, blah blah.
What do you think about the whole? The only other thing I think that people talk about a lot, and I'm curious in your opinion, what do you think about the whole they're treading familiar territory with the story stuff? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It felt like it was like a mix of like the originals and the
just the best bits of the original trilogy, right? What do you think about that? Do you think that was a mistake or a good idea? And what do you think that means for the sequel to this?
I think it feels familiar. And it's good to start off. I think it was a good start off. You know, I feel like the second movie is just going to be ridiculous. Yeah, I think it was just a good entryway. I don't know. Like sometimes I feel like nothing really happened. You know, it has that feeling to it, but it was still good, and it's a smooth transition into probably what he's really going for, which is the second movie. And I really hope the second movie like really blows me away.
So before Christmas, I said that if you gave me a choice of a doner kebab or the new movies, I would pick the doner kebab. How angry are you at me for that comment? Now that you've seen the movie.
Well, I'm not going to be angry at you. It's your opinion, but I definitely think
no, Matt. If I had the choice, I would destroy the new Star Wars movies for a single meal. All right. How angry are you? I don't actually.
The new ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably be mad if it actually happened. If it actually happened, like I mean, in this like theatrical, there's no way. There's no way it'll happen. Anyways.
Yeah, it's on the internet. You won't be able to.
Yeah. Anyways, anything else? What have you been playing?
Oh, bro, I got so much to talk about. We've barely even started it.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Well, so my loving girlfriend bought me a 3DS at Christmas.
Oh yes,
so
yes.
I got some recommendations from Matt here. I'd love to hear what chat thinks as well. You've been playing 3DS for how long now?
Oh, since the new one came out. I mean, I had the old one and then I got the new one as well.
You've made me insanely jealous over this time, okay? Because you've been like, I've been playing this awesome 3DS game, I've been playing this, and I've been like, man, I need that console. And I've got one now. So I took your recommendation for A Link Between Worlds.
Oh, did you play it?
No, I haven't played it yet. I'm playing ORAS at the moment, and I'm right at the start. Omega Red, baby. Ooh. But I'm wondering, what do you think about... The other game I've got is Monster Hunter. I'm wondering, what do you think about that? And what am I missing out on?
Monster Hunter, I have it, and I didn't dive deep, and I feel like it's like a downgraded MMO, like not a downgraded MMO. It's a different kind of MMO type style. Ooh. Like it's a lot of grindy. Yeah, it's a lot of grindy, and I felt like playing more game than grinding up some stuff. I didn't have enough time to devote to it. So every time it wouldn't be a game that I can just pick up and play while I'm on the toilet and then turn it off at any time. It's not that type of game, so I end up not playing it as much as the other titles. Not to say, now let me give it some justice here before you guys eat me. Monster Hunter is incredibly fun, but when you go on missions, it sometimes takes a while, and that's the problem with just playing, on the side and closing your DS. It's gonna die if I like to turn it off sometimes.
Okay,
yeah, it's an incredibly fun game. I think you will have a good time with it. I just feel like you will fall into the same situation I do, where you just don't have time to play it.
Oh no, yeah, I do feel like I'll probably fall into that.
Like through Zelda, you just pick it up, figure out some stuff, close it, pick it up later. Like it's really easy. Like this one, you're in the middle of a monster fight. You can't just sit, you can't just sit back, and just, turn it off after you take a dump. Like you have to
Do you think
invest.
that there's less of a place for you then for DS games that are more involved like that now?
Ah, man. Yeah, I haven't picked up any crazy stuff like
Fire Emblem's the other one people are talking about, which I guess would be pretty similar.
No, not necessarily. I was just about to mention it. Fire Emblem, you can play a mission and stop it.
Okay.
Like it's short. Most of the missions are pretty short until you get like later on in the game where they get all crazy and stuff like that. But yeah, if you want to follow the story, you don't want to forget things. If you're digesting a lot of media like I am, then you might forget some. I love to know every juicy bit. So if the writer is trying to say something that he mentioned, in the first episode, I want to be able to know, and it's the same thing with Fire Emblem. So Fire Emblem, I made sure I devoted time to that when I played it. So it might be in the same ballpark, but it might not as well. If you're good at remembering everything, then you should be fine.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
About the DS.
Yeah.
You mentioned toilet games.
Yeah.
How often are you actually playing while you're on the loo?
I do it often.
Really?
I do.
Really?
Yeah,
do you know what would be good for you? Like a little stand next to the toilet that you can just have the DS.
Usually, I take care of my business and I leave. I've been doing that more often, but like when it's like it's been a long day, a long podcast.
Staying there for a bit.
I still have a newspaper. I take in the 3DS. As George says, I get my fart particles on it.
Oh yeah, that's true. Never lend me your DS.
Yeah. Oh no, I got some crazy hand sanitizer stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
So that
I have like 5 bottles around here. Yeah. I keep things clean, and I got those little nice baby wipes. Oh, baby wipes are like everything. It's so good. Yeah. Or baby wipe? Why? I call them baby wipes, but they're not baby wipes. They're like the cleaning wipe things.
Yeah, like you get when you buy a KFC.
Yeah. Right.
That's my example
right there.
KFC
in this conversation? I don't. Where did that come from?
We went from you on the toilet playing a DS to KFC.
Yeah.
What other games? Seriously, Smash is Smash available?
Yeah. If you got people to play with, I feel like that. I mean, if you want to play matches and stuff like that, but like I feel like if you have people to play with, that's where Smash is at. For me, in my opinion, I have the most fun when I'm over my friend's house playing Smash. That's where I have the most fun, And
see, I always think of back. Yeah, the only Smash game I was really into was the one for the GameCube, and that you're right. Like that game wouldn't really be so good if it wasn't like 4 of us all around a mate's house all playing it at once.
Yeah. That's. I mean, Majora's Mask. Like I've been wanting to dive into that as well, and I haven't got a chance to dive into that. Bravely Default is another one that I haven't got a chance to dive in. I haven't dived into any of the crazy ones, and it's kind of slowed down. Not really crazy stuff have came out for the 3DS recently, which is not so good, because like most of the
stuff. And so, what do you think about the new one as well? I just got regular 3DS. What do you think about the new 3DS?
Oh, you just got a regular one? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's XL. It's XL, but it's they've got like the new 3DS.
It's fantastic. Yeah. I have the new XL, and it's fantastic.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, you got some serious gear on hand.
Yeah, little by little, dude. Little by little, it just accumulates, man.
That's crazy. Yeah. I was thinking that about myself the other day. I was like, my God, look at how much money's around me at this point.
Right. You look around, you're like, man, like I don't like. You gotta understand, I'm not the type of person who spends money on going out to eat. Like it's always, like if I'm gonna get stuff,
cigarettes,
it's for the channel,
or like a lot of money people waste on random stuff.
Yeah, just random stuff. I don't do any of those things. I budget my money. I don't I know exactly what I'm gonna eat for the week. Like that's my life. I'm not the type of person that goes out and spends money and that's why I don't go to the movies much unless it's something I really want to watch. It doesn't matter if there's wants and then there's like really, really wants. Do you really need to go and see this or go and buy this thing that you can make at home? I don't know. Like it's one of those things with me I always think about, and that's why I save all my money to buy things like the Oculus Rift, because that's where my money's mostly spent. It's the only reason why
I do have a bit of a story for you as well.
All right.
Related. My original segue into the Oculus was going to be this, all right?
Mm-hmm.
I bought a really nice monitor.
Yeah. How was
it? The company, they told me it was going to be like 1 week delivery, and then it wasn't. And they told me it was coming December 22nd, so I was expecting it before Christmas. So, this is awesome. I can set up for Christmas. It could be like a gift to myself.
You didn't get it?
On the 28th of December, a week later, I was like, it says it's been dispatched. It's not here. I'm going to have to look up at this.
Oh, no.
And so I am now in contact, and I have been since that day, since the 28th of December, with the people who sold it to me. And it's some company called Bora GBR or something. They're a German company. So it was coming from Germany here. It was being handed off from them to Parcel Force or whatever. I don't know what it was. But apparently at some point during delivery, the damn thing went missing. I wouldn't be surprised because I bought that on an insane deal, like a really good deal. And I bought like the last one or one of the very last ones. So I'm wondering if they said they were selling a load and they don't actually have it. But anyway, I got into communication with this person. Dude, this person is like responding to me once every 2 days, a single message a day, no matter how much I type to them, in the most broken, terrible, arbitrary like English ever. And I've been like, and after a couple of messages, they randomly said, "Oh, I've sent you the refund." And I was like, "Hold on, whoa! I don't want a refund. I want I want the monitor that I bought that you have an obligation to send to me for the price that I bought it for. You can't just refund me. I want my monitor." And then and look, basically going back and forth about this, and I'll send a message like this. I'll say, "Look, can I speak to someone else, please? Clearly communication is not going too well. I bought the monitor. I'd never asked for this refund. Please take the money back and get me this product." And then my response to a comment like that, Matt, will be, "The refund amount is," and then they'll just tell me how much that I got refunded. I'm like, I know how much it damn was.
Oh
I know how much you refunded me. I'm not asking how much the refund is. I want my monitor. What are you doing? And so this is how I felt comfortable getting the Rift on pre-order, because I have all this extra money in my account, and I was like, oh, I can go towards that. So I don't know what I'm doing now.
A monitor replacement.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of crazy, actually, that it was with those two products that ended up happening. But I'm so angry about it, dude. Some guy obviously nicked it, realized what it was, or they never sent it. I mean, surely they're obligated, right? What are the laws about that? I mean, I did it through Amazon, but it was another company through Amazon. So the person, I mean, can't I be like to Amazon, yo, you're responsible here too, or something?
No. If someone nicked it, then you at least get your refund. That's pretty much it. You at least get your refund.
But I bought it at sale price. It's never going to go that low again.
Oh,
and the other option now.
That's what you mean. Okay. Yeah, that's a different story. Yeah, then you should.
So
you should
I was
contact them. Yeah.
I was like, okay, you've refunded me. Can you just let me know what's going on? Because they refunded me and said we're looking into it. And I was like, okay, well, when you look into it and you find out that you find out where the monitor is, what are you telling me? Am I going to get it anyway, despite the refund? What? Because I've been waiting around. You've been messing me about. Am I going to get a free monitor? And they give me no proper answer to it. I said, can you very explicitly just tell me how much is this monitor going to cost me once we've resolved where it ended up? And they said, oh, I can't tell you how much it will cost. The price fluctuates based on things on Amazon. I was like, whoa, no. I never asked for the refund, and so on. So I don't know, man.
All right. Well, people in chat were asking about Guild Wars 2, and I know you have a Guild Wars 2 topic.
Oh, do I?
You do? Oh, were you not supposed to talk about that?
Wait. Highlight it for me.
I don't think you put it here.
Well, we'll type in Skype. I might have a Guild Wars topic. Oh, I know your topic about the banning.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't know. Dude, I haven't done a Guild Wars 2 video today.
It seems like that's like the only news that's happening right now. Like,
yeah, I'm almost thankful that it happened, just so that I have something to talk about.
And that's the problem, chat. There is your answer. I know that random person wanted that answer. There you go. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, so basically, the other day, I should do a video on this, shouldn't I? Should I? Is it too late? I need to do a video on Guild Wars 2.
This whole conversation is going terrible.
All right. I'll just explain. What happened, guys, was this is a great exercise in theory. If I do a video on this, or if I talk about it, this is a great way for me to prove that I can be objective and unbiased. Because the best thing people like to say to me is that I'm biased. You know, you get supported by ArenaNet, you're biased. You play the game too much, you're biased. X, Y, and Z, right? That happens to me all the time, and it's probably the most frustrating thing that makes YouTube very unfun to me when it comes to Guild Wars 2. I consider myself to be fairly unbiased. Or at least I appreciate other opinions where they exist, even though mine might not hold up because I play too much or whatever. Anyway, so these guys, there's a YouTube channel called Suck at Love who made music videos for Guild Wars 2. The first one they ever did, the ISPO song, ISPO 4, when we thought it was going to get nerfed, really picked up. It was it was a very small thing on SoundCloud when I first found it, and I thought it was amazing. And I shared the poop out of it. I retweeted it. I linked people to it. I talked about it in a video. I really pushed it out. And these guys got quite big. Now, I'm not saying that's because of me. I'm just saying that they appreciated that I'd supported them a lot. And I think that ended up motivating them to do a video or a song especially for me. They did the Wood and Potatoes anthem, which I do still maintain is like the coolest thing that's happened to me. So they did this really awesome thing for me. However, they were They were botting in the Winter Stay jumping puzzle. I've talked vaguely about this on the channel before. It's possible to bot in there, or it was, and you earn a ridiculous amount of money from the new presents because of the booze that they were worth. Loads of people were doing it. And of course, after Winter's Day, well, not even after Winter's Day, just the other day, ArenaNet finally threw out a big ban wave and loads of people got banned. So they were doing it, and they did a video where they were saying, oh, we got banned. And obviously, what are you going to do in that situation, Matt? Like, really? You're going to lie. Obviously, you're going to lie. All right? You're going to lie, and you're going to say, oh, it was an accident. I got caught in this. It was a load of crap. It's not my fault.
Wait, all right.
You know,
all right. Wait, like, if I got banned, okay, and I wasn't botting, and it's not my type of thing anymore, but, like, I used to try something like that on RuneScape way back in the day. That was, like, the only one time. But anyways, if I got banned from Guild Wars 2, I wouldn't make a video about it.
No, you'd go through the official channels, right?
Yeah, I would go through the official channels, and that's what. I don't know if I feel like it's in bad taste to say what the hell are you doing, ANET, and stuff like that. Like I'll be the first one to say, oh man, I don't like what ANET did with this one, but like, come on, I don't know.
Did
like,
you see
I
the
feel
video?
Like it's a very immature way to do something like that. Not saying anything bad towards them. But he was probably mad. He probably maybe,
well, it was mostly the girl that was talking. They were a two-part act. It was mostly her.
Right, and the guy at the end was the one that was like, rah, you know, he ripped him. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, so they would. Okay, people are telling me in chat that it wasn't actually the jumper puzzle. I'm not surprised actually, because what probably happened was they hacking or botting or doing something questionable elsewhere. The jumping puzzle stuff made ArenaNet throw out a big ban wave, and because they were doing it elsewhere, they got banned. And then they thought, oh, well, we weren't actually doing it in the jumping puzzles, so we're not technically lying. We just won't mention where else we were, you know, doing malicious stuff in the game. And so there you go. That makes sense. I can understand it. But they do this public video where they just completely poo all over any respect that ArenaNet had for them, or you know, any connection, any ties they had.
Yeah, you burned that bridge pretty hard.
People are like, oh, you shouldn't talk about this publicly, but it's like, well, they made it public when they did a video, and they when you do something like that, you force their hands. ArenaNet has a pretty good reputation because of Chris Cleary, okay, Shazbot. He has always very ruthlessly. It's about once every 2 months or something. There'll be a post where someone says, I got banned for, you know, wrong reasons, and then ArenaNet always respond, and they're like, actually, no, you did this, and this. You're an idiot. You're going to remain banned, and people love it. They love the drama. It's juicy. And so they do this video, and, you know, ArenaNet at first are quiet about it. Shaz just says, I just looked into this situation. We're keeping the ban in place. It was not an accidental ban. We're keeping it there. And then people are like, oh, you can't just come out of that. You know, like, basically on Suck at Love's side at this point. You can't just say that. You have to give actual details. So they gave the details. And then it was obvious that they should have been banned. And then it flipped, and everybody went crazy. It was vitriol in the other direction. It was a really interesting thing. You know, I don't really like talking about other people. It must have been really stressful and horrible for them.
Yeah.
When I watched that video, I publicly, as Wood and Potatoes, I left a comment and said, sorry this happened to you. That was it. It took me a long time to come to that comment to leave on that video, though. Because watching it, I was like, you must be lying. Like, I didn't believe what they were saying. I thought, you know, I thought it was a bit of a dick move. And I was like, oh, do I call him out on this? And the funny thing is that video, as aggressive as it was, it had a lot of supporting comments down below of people saying, oh, ArenaNet suck. Sorry to see this, you guys. So I just said, sorry this happened to you guys. And I left it there. But I did immediately, I'll be honest. I immediately then went into TeamSpeak with my guild. And I was quite open to them. I was like, they're clearly lying. This is so silly of them. Clearly they're doing something wrong. This sucks. And what do you know? A couple of hours later, the devs confirmed that they'd been banned, and that's it. And you know, it's very true. Like, it doesn't matter what your position in the community is. You don't get a free pass. Yeah. You know, if it's sort of like I said the other day. If you know, Matt, like if I run a jump dodge macro, now that's 2 commands that the game does, and I make 2 commands on my keyboard to execute it. So technically, it shouldn't break any rules. But if I were to run a macro like that, and I get banned for it, you know, I got to iron up. I got to face facts. I got to be like, look, you know, I was pushing the boundaries. I was running.
What are you talking about? Where you getting at here? I run.
Well,
I run a dodge.
No, I'm just saying, like, I think we'd all like to be the guy that says, "Oh, I don't up to it," right? I'm not going to sit here and be like, "Oh, guys, look, I botted the Eye of the North instance. What you guys don't realize actually is if you use a bot to teleport outside of the range of the boundary of Eye of the North, there's infinite loot out there. And I've just been slowly getting money for years. Money. And I've just been telling you that I credit card farm every time. And I've been hacking. I've been doing this for years now, right? If I got caught doing that, I'd love to be able to sit there right now, and I'd love to be able to say to you guys, "Oh, if I get caught, I'd come clean with you. I'm an honest guy. I'd come clean." But it's very different when you're in that position, right? It would devastate me if I got banned from this game. So it's obvious people lie, and it's obvious that they were lying, and they got caught. So yeah,
well,
that's basically it.
Someone in chat linked a post that he said he says he's sorry, basically.
Oh, well, I see. I didn't know this either.
Yeah, see
0 upvotes.
See, that's what I'm saying. Things happen. Sometimes people can be, salty, and that's probably what happened. He got a little bit salty. He said some stuff. He got a little bit mad that when you spend a lot of time on a character, you on your account, you're gonna feel some way if you get banned. So,
wow, should we read this out? Should we read this for people on SoundCloud? This is an interesting.
That's a lot to read. I don't think it. I think that's enough. I think that's enough of a suck it.
Oh, he's lying here though. He's lying.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's enough. See, you guys.
No, right. He admits to using third-party software. Right, and then he says, I made a mistake. I used third-party software. I did. And then he also says, when we posted our video yesterday, I didn't even think about this, since the whole center of the ban wave is about the Winter Wonderland GP. BS, didn't you think about that? Of course you thought about that. You just thought it would come up. All right.
Anyways, that's enough of that. Anyways, let's move on to more better things.
Love you, suck at love. Thank you for the song.
I have been listening to We're Alive. We're Alive.
We are
story
alive.
Of survival. Yeah, this.
Oh, is this a podcast?
This is a podcast, an audio podcast, okay, of like a zombie survival, okay? So this is pretty good, okay? This is all right. It's all right. I know some people are going to compare it to like The Walking Dead, all right? This is all audio, by the way. This is all audio. And it's a story told in audio form, and you kind of hear like sound effects and stuff like that. It's definitely like Hunt the Truth, except a lot longer.
Okay.
It goes through like 4 seasons, and I'm at the final season finale. And I gotta say, this is probably one of the best audio adventures I've had. It's just
really
pure entertainment.
Well, not adventures, audio podcast. What are they called?
Yeah. Well, I don't know
Narratives?
what they're called. They're called podcasts, but yeah.
Audiobooks. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, it's weird. I wish they had a name because I'm searching for more, and there's not many more. I want one that has a really good surround sound effect, kind of like the virtual barbershop. If you guys have never heard of the virtual barbershop, look it up on YouTube. But this
I hate that the technology behind that got just killed. Years ago.
Yeah, no one does anything about it. It's so weird.
It's so lame. Basically, guys, there was this audio that like has amazing 3D audio. It puts you in the barbershop. But some company, it's a big name company, I can't remember who it is, bought up the little guys who owned it, who made it, took their rights to it, and then just killed the company and killed all the what? Why? Why? Like the best audio ever.
ASMR, yeah, ASMR. They use those type of yeah, the ones with the 2 ears on it. Yeah,
I'm gonna tuck you in tonight. Would you like to read a story? Okay.
Yeah. They use these little like mics that you can
all around the room.
All around the room, like it's like 2 ears. Yeah, there it is. The 3DO free space. That right there, ladies and gentlemen. Awesome. Yeah. But I would say the acting is a little off in the beginning, I would say, especially with some of the characters. Some of the characters are just like, like you feel like they probably haven't done this, before, or they just, they need some work. But I got to say it's amazing. Like
give me a rough overview of the plot.
it's not like Walking Dead. It's a totally different story, and it goes bonkers. Like it's not about
survival.
It's not about how like The Walking Dead, like how would like the zombies go in the background now, and it doesn't really matter
It's about
anymore.
people and
By
rebuilding
people.
society.
This
Yeah.
one is kind of like a total different flip on the story. It's a little bit about more of the zombies. They do have some contact with some other people who are, who are rough as well, but there's not like not everyone they run into is like some evil person or whatever like that. Well, maybe that's kind of spoilers, but yeah, there's some people who they run into that's bad, but it's not a part of the story overwhelmingly. It's more about how the zombies what are they doing, because they tend to progress as zombies and stuff like that. So stuff like that happens. I don't want to spoil it. I think people should listen to it because you don't really get a sense of that in the beginning, and then all of a sudden the story just starts to keep going. You're like, what? Wait a minute, what?
Mm-hmm.
This person did that? What? Yeah, like it starts to really go deep, and I say it's really good. Really good.
How many hours is it total?
Oh, I don't know. It's a very, very. I listened to it on SoundCloud. I don't know if
I kind of wish I had some long commute that I needed
to have
do.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do it when I'm cooking.
Oh, that's a great idea. While you're cooking.
Yeah.
I
do
set
it
up a
when I'm
radio
cooking.
downstairs while I'm cooking.
Oh yeah, I have a little tiny like cheap speakers. Yeah, and
Oh, that's a great idea.
yeah. It's hours, dude. There's 140 tracks here, man. And they're all 20 minutes each. Some of them are an hour. 20 to 30 minutes each. It's a long
it's really
podcast.
consistent then.
Oh, it's finished too. Yeah, it used to be like every week, and then for each chapter it was every week, and then it was 2 weeks between every chapter. And then sometimes holidays they take an extra week. So yeah, I recommend it. I say if you're looking for like something like Hunt the Truth, maybe it won't be as crazy high production value as Hunt the Truth because they don't have Halo money, but it's definitely up there. It's probably the best I've listened to, in terms of story and just
Direction.
It's just good. Like what I like about with the writing, when a writer knows where he's going or she's going with the story, so they give hints early on, and everything kind of comes together in some points. They do that a lot in this, and I think it's fantastic. All right, so we're live. Good stuff. Moving on.
I could tell you a couple of things.
Okay.
So it was a Christmas period, so I watched a few good movies. Number one. Okay. Home Alone. Haven't seen it since I was a lot younger. Great Christmas movie.
Movie Club
Excellent
coming up,
stuff.
by the way. Go ahead.
John Candy. One of his later performances. I also watched The Martian, and I watched The Revenant.
Oh, The Revenant! I want to watch it. Tom Hardy. And Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh, you don't like Tom Hardy?
No.
No? You don't like his voice?
Let's not look. We'll talk about it when you watch it, shall we?
I'm Tom Hardy.
I'll tell you what though, The Martian was an incredible movie. Bit unrealistic at the end, but an incredible movie.
Yeah.
Really good movie. Holy
wow,
damn.
you enjoyed it more than I did. I thought it was good. I wasn't blown away by it for some reason. I guess I wanted more bells and whistles, which is something I just don't care for. For some reason I just felt like you know what? I think if I watch it again I would enjoy it. It's because the expectation of it with all the other space movies. Yeah. And I felt like the way it was shot was so well done. Like it felt like he was on Mars.
Yeah.
Like everything, it felt like real life. instead of it being just CGI all
Oh
the
yeah,
time.
it was really realistic. You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, I've got the entire world helping me, and their plan is to just cut some holes in this thing and jump down it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that seems just so realistic. You know, it's like, yeah, sometimes that's going to be the kind of thing that comes up. Can you throw up a spoiler thing for people just for a minute for The Martian? Because there's something incredibly important I have to say about it.
Why? Okay.
It's really important.
All right, guys who don't want to hear a spoiler. Once I
It's
close
not
this
a major
thing,
spoiler about the
Spoiler.
No, maybe it is. Maybe.
all right. It's not a crazy spoiler. Not a crazy spoiler.
No.
All right.
You'll see when I talk about it.
All right.
You ready?
Ready? Go.
All right. The thing that really caught me with this, that I hate the internet for, was the internet had me believing, and I don't know whether it was you lot on Twitch chat or a Reddit thread I saw or what, but at some point, I was under the belief that The Martian actually had aliens in it. That the whole twist of the movie, the entire time I'm watching the movie, I thought the twist was that it would be an alien that would save his life. And I spent the entire movie waiting for it to come up, and I was intrigued by this idea.
Oh my gosh, that's not
Until
necessarily
finally he
a
was
spoiler, but okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's not really. It's kind of is though.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
So my entire experience of the movie was warped by this fact, and then the movie ended. And I was like, oh, actually, it was a little before the movie ended when something quite extreme happened. Which I was like, oh right, yeah, that never ended up happening. It was on my mind so much as well.
Oh my
Or
God.
that there was like water on the. Oh, whatever.
Anyways. All right. No spoilers. That's it. No more spoilers, guys. I'm just thinking how different that movie would have been with that. Anyway.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That would be so weird.
All right. What else have you been watching?
The other thing to talk about, which no one's really going to have watched, but it's been really interesting and weird to me, is it's a TV show that Kerry and I have been watching called Helix. And it's basically my first foray into mystery television, such as Lost was in the early 2000s, once again. And I'm really finding the show very difficult to enjoy, but also really enjoyable in some ways. It's really weird. All I will say about this, because I don't want to rant about something nobody really understands, but if you ever watched Lost, if you ever enjoyed any element of Lost, take Lost with poor characters, lower budget, and worse direction, and you basically have Helix. And some of it's really bad, guys. Some of it's really, really good, though. But yeah, that's the show that I've been watching. It's called Helix, and I think it got cancelled, but it's been an interesting little thing.
There's a show I really want to like go crazy over, but I'm gonna say that for last. I'm gonna mention Creed. I watched Creed. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Oh, by the way, guys, before I start the movies, we are gonna have a movie club. Are you ready? We are gonna.
I guess I am. Yeah, let's do it.
We haven't mentioned this. Okay, we mentioned it like months ago. We were gonna watch Pixels.
Dun dun dun.
Pixels. Movie club for next week is Pixels. Get it out. We got to do it, guys. Pixels. The next week.
I'm looking forward to this.
Next week we talk about Pixels. Anyways, Creed. I'm so glad that Fantastic Four didn't ruin this guy's career. Michael B. Jordan, my man. Okay, my man. I'm so glad John Boyega, Michael B. Jordan, they're joining the ranks of good black actors. Okay,
all right.
Creed is a kind of a continuation of Rocky Balboa. Okay, Rocky.
All
right, and he's in here too. Sylvester Stallone is in here, so he's kind of like, giving the torch over to Michael B. Jordan.
Okay, so it's the same canon story.
Yeah, same canon. And they talk about, like, past stuff and everything. This, even though I would say the beginning is really weirdly edited, like really awkwardly edited, after that point, it gets really good. Just the deepness of some of the characters. Especially, I thought... Like, usually love interests are, like, really not deep at all. They're just kind of there.
Yeah.
You know?
Cut it out.
And I kind of hate that. Like, you could literally edit them out and they mean nothing. This
Unless they're
one,
just being used as an obstacle.
right, exactly. And this one, it wasn't an obstacle. It was kind of like an addition. And it's not like she takes the majority of the movie or anything like that. She's still like a side character. But I felt like they gave her personality, you know?
Okay.
You know, like I know I don't want to do any spoilers, but I just think there's a lot of things that this movie just does right. And I think it's a good watch. If you guys like the old Rocky movies, and I got to mention this, not a spoiler, the fights, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Damn. Like some of them there's a lot of one cuts in this movie. And you're just wondering, how are they doing it? It looks real, man, and it looks painful. It's just I don't know how this guy did it, but it's amazing. It's
Really?
absolutely amazing. Yeah.
Is this the kind of thing I could just YouTube a fight scene?
Yeah. YouTube one of the fight scenes, but I think it will. I don't know. You gotta develop the character. You gotta know what he's fighting for, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. Am I gonna ruin? Oh well,
yeah, you might. Yeah, don't ruin it because there's not a lot of fights. It's there's fights, of course, but I feel like that's not the whole movie. It's not an action movie. It's a movie movie. Right. So I would say jump into that. Yeah, Creed. Fargo. All right, this is to viewer suggestions. Okay, there's Fargo and Fringe. Okay, first I'm gonna talk about Fargo. Have you heard of Fargo?
I think so. It's somewhere rattling around my brain. Is that an animated thing or?
No, this is right up your alley. It's based on a true story. And oh wow, this
crime thriller.
Yeah, it's a crime thriller. Yeah, it's based on a true story. And okay, let me not zoom. I think that's kind of spoilers if I zoom down to the list there of actors. But
really? How's that
yeah. I mean, it might be a spoiler for me. I don't want to spoil it for myself because people die in this thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I think this is up your alley of gruesomeness. It feels like another Breaking Bad.
Ooh.
It's there. Saul is there as well, by the way, from Breaking Bad, which is
really
yeah. I would say this is a good show. It's really, really, really thick, should I say.
Oh, Steve Buscemi's in it as well.
It's really thick. Don't look at those dates, man. It's going to spoil you.
Okay.
It's really thick with the story. It's a story of murders.
I'm sorry, are we talking about the 1996 movie, or was there a new one?
No, this is a show.
Oh, it's a show. Right. Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
it was on Fox, and it got picked up by Netflix because Netflix likes to steal all my shows. Like Blacklist, I can't watch it on Hulu now. Thank you, Netflix. Now I have to pay you too. But I would say
I got Netflix the other day as well. I'm on the Netflix train now.
Yeah. I'm gonna get it when Daredevil comes out again, season 2. I'll just grab it Netflix at the time, so I don't have to worry about stealing it. All right. I'll sum up Fargo. It's a crime drama. I feel like anything I say is just
it's
like
gruesome,
the first
high
season.
tension.
It's just the first season. Yeah, it's tension. It's gruesome. There's none of that. Like you're not gonna see like rough all, like crazy, nipples and stuff like that or anything like that because it was on Fox at first. I don't know what happens in season 2. I haven't got to that yet because Netflix has it now. Probably more craziness. Ones. But it's gruesome in a way that you understand what's happening, but I wouldn't say you can't watch. You can watch around your kids because you definitely can't. But yeah, it's done tastefully, so you don't worry about any of that crazy like Game of Thrones roughness. Yeah, I say it's a good watch. I don't think it's for everyone. I like it. But I'm not like it's good. Sure. I'm not 100% like, oh my gosh, it's the best thing that happened to me, because I feel like it's thick like Breaking Bad. That's why I say it might be up your alley.
All right. Yeah, sure.
So all right, I'm gonna stop talking about it. Fringe. All right, another thing that you guys suggested to me. I am hooked on that. Fringe is something that is up my alley, way up there. Okay, this is a story where at first you're like, oh, this is like a you know, a FBI crime thing. You know, it's creators. J.J. Abrams is one of the creators, which is interesting.
Right, yeah.
I didn't even.
I've heard a lot about Fringe before, yeah.
Which is like lovable characters. Okay. A ridiculous story. I mean, ridiculous story. I thought this is something that could be on Sci-Fi. Right? At first you're thinking it's just some regular thing, but then it gets ridiculous. Okay? It gets like science on drugs. All right?
Okay.
And a little bit of sci-fi-ness into it, like a little bit of futuristic stuff. It's a good show with interesting characters and a crazy story about some crazy religion that I feel like maybe it's only about, you know, technology going too far.
Dude, you got a lot of Fringe fans in chat right now. You're really getting chat going. They're loving it.
It's so good. Like, I don't even know where it's going. I don't even know where it's going. Like, every episode you're like, what? What? Am I still watching the same series? I don't even know. Like, it's gone so crazy. I don't even know where, like, season 2, season 3 is going to go. Like, what is there, 5 seasons? Yeah, 5 seasons.
I think I just saw that. Yeah.
I just don't see how it's gonna keep me interested because I'm so interested in season 1. I don't see it. I don't see it happening, guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be season 2. I'm gonna be like, I don't like it anymore.
You're suggesting to me here that season 2 cannot be the same characters or place.
Oh no! I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's gotten so crazy that I just don't know where. I just don't know where it's gonna stand at season 2. Like this arc has to end, right? And I feel like this. I just don't see how it can progress. It keeps adding more characters. It keeps adding more story that just didn't exist before, but makes sense within the place. There is first of all, J.J. Abrams and his lens flares is ridiculous. Okay, Fringe has lens flares up the wazoo. You're like, whoa, what's going on here? Like, it's like you're watching Star Trek. But I there's a character that they introduce that you don't even know that he's in every single episode, but he's not in every single episode because he's never had screen time. Not screen time. He never has dialogue.
Oh no, that's a crazy spoiler.
Is
Why
it?
would you say?
Yeah. Some people probably don't even realize that.
That's a spoiler because now you're gonna watch it. Every episode, you're gonna be looking for the guy that keeps appearing in the background.
You don't. Oh no, it's not spoiler. No, it's not spoiler because of what he is. You will get it. You'll get it if you watch it. You understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, the big O. It's not necessarily a spoiler. It's not like, oh, he's the big baddie at the end. No, it's not like that. It's not like that. But yeah, I just notice certain things like that, and it makes me happy. It just makes me happy that certain shots mean something, and I feel like that's kind of lost with some shows these days.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You know, like Breaking Bad did a lot of that, and I just love it. I just love stuff like that. Anyways, maybe, yeah, Fringe, I love it. I absolutely love it. If you like craziness, if you just like if you're searching for a good sci-fi show, which I don't know if I can necessarily call it sci-fi, but I feel like it's up its alley. You might want to give this a try. It's pretty ridiculous, but if you like ridiculous, this is like it's there. Like, me and my wife have been all in it. Like, we forgot about everything else. All we've been watching is Fringe. And we're almost done with season 1.
I think that sounds like a show that proves a point. That is, if you have really strong characters, your plot go insane. But the strong characters allow you to, you know,
the characters, and that's where I say, like, I don't know, like, these characters are progressing, and I just don't know how they're gonna act in season 2. Like, what are they gonna give me in season 2 that's gonna be as appealing as season 1 has been, especially with one of the characters, the Doctor. Which I just love that guy. I feel like if once you get deep into it, if you ever stopped watching at season like episode 1, I feel like you're not giving it justice. This is a series that just like develops as it goes on. But anyways, that's enough. That's enough of that. That's enough of that. I'm done with stuff. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm pretty much good. There's more I could talk about. Like another game I've been playing, but we'll leave it there, I think.
Yeah. Next week.
Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been playing a lot of Metal Gear Solid 2, but not Metal Gear Solid 2. Metal Gear 2.
Ooh,
Yeah.
still
So.
going with Metal Gear.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, the first
Interesting.
episode is coming out.
What's
Tomorrow.
going on with all these codes in the doc, by the way?
Codes. Oh, there were codes that I was supposed to give out. Fred from RuneScape, Janix, gave me
Ooh.
codes for Chronicle. Okay, is an upcoming card game made by Janix, and I never gave them out. It was partially I didn't know how I would give them out. I felt like I needed to set up a raffle thing that I just never learned how to set up.
Well, there you
But
go.
Yeah.
I've forced that to the surface now.
Yeah. So maybe I'll think of something by the end. So right now we're gonna do the Q&A, guys. So anything you want to yell at us about, put Map Visual or Wooden Potatoes inside of your comment, probably and it'll show up in black in the chat so we can actually see it, and we shall start answering. All right. Yeah.
We'll just wait for it to roll through. The
Yeah.
game I've been playing a lot of, by the way, is Don't Starve Together.
What?
For another about 20 hours on it.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. Did you know there's an expansion for Don't Starve coming out?
Wait a minute. You're playing it without me?
Well, you see, because there's nothing to do in Guild Wars 2 anymore, except raid once a week.
Whoa, be careful. That's
no, it's true. There's nothing to do.
Leave those things for me. I say those things, okay?
Dude,
so
I'm sad, right?
To.
I was hoping to get carried until the season 3 comes out. When I can have news and things to do and stuff again. I was hoping that the guild systems would be interesting enough. I had a comment. You know how I said I was depressed because of the Oculus stuff? Yesterday, I started looking at YouTube comments. They usually cheer me up, and I'm like, yeah, this is cool. Especially ones on like X2.
Right.
You know, like they really pick me up. And I saw this one comment from this guy on one of the guild videos I did, and his comment was boring, exclamation mark, boring, exclamation mark. Please don't do videos like this anymore. And then like a super sad face. And I was like, man, do you know, I spent like 12 hours building this arena and you're just pooing on the video and like, I don't know. Nobody seems to want to, it's sad. I'm depressed. So yeah, my guild and I, we've been playing. We've had a 7 to 8 man server going of Don't Starve Together. It's so hard to survive when everyone's starting out and no one knows what to do. And oh my god, we haven't made it through winter yet, but it's such a good game. They did an expansion as well called Shipwrecked.
Invite a brother. Gosh.
Yeah. We need more people because one of the guys we play with. What happens in Don't Starve Together is we got a good world going where we got lots of food, but the thing is, one of our guys was like, I don't really think I like the game, and he stopped playing. So now that server's on hold. Why? Well, because if we start playing with like 5 people now instead of the original 7, we've got enough food that was stockpiled by 7, and it's going to break the balance, and we're going to be able to get through winter just fine. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, because we got that much food. So we can't really play that server until we get more people in again, which is the problem. Well, yeah, it's really good.
I definitely want to try that out. George has been trying to get me to buy Rambo 6 Siege, which I mean is definitely up my alley, but I don't know. It's so weird. Like when it's not for the channel, spending $60, it feels weird, you know. Like I'm a cheapskate, you know. Obviously, I save a lot, so it's just like I want to get these games, but. Yeah. I want to play more. Basically, I want to play more with people, and I'm thinking about jumping into stuff like that. And definitely, Don't Starve will be up my alley for playing some games.
Such
with people.
A good game.
I miss that.
Did we talk about the? Oh my god! Right. It's for another pod. It's for another pod. Or if someone else.
The Beginner's Guide, dude. I know you hit me up on Twitter about this. Most people stop tuning in when we play a game, so I'm wondering if we should just cut it for now, but I feel like one day we should play through the Beginner's Guide.
Well, me and you, really?
Yeah, just play through. Well, like online on the podcast. Maybe like one day when we don't have much to talk about or whatever. It's been a slow week or something. We always say that. We always say that, but yeah, because it's a short game, I feel like we should at least, because
I want to bring the games back. I do.
Yeah. And maybe you have more time now. Maybe we'll start doing some. No, let me not say that. All right. Anyways, Orphan Black. I've heard of it, but I have not watched it. I have not. And One Piece. I've been wanting to watch it, but I don't want to get into a 500 episode anime at the moment. Well, I mean, it's way more than 500 episodes, but like that's one of those long ones. I remember the last long one I've watched was Naruto and Bleach, and I don't feel like diving too deep into that right now. But Orphan Black, I feel like I've heard of something like that. I mean, there's a lot of black animes like Darker Than Black and all those black, but I'll look it up.
Yeah.
I'll look it up. Yeah, go ahead. Your turn.
All right. Somebody asked me what pre-1990 video game character they should draw. What were you going to say something?
Oh, it's a show. Orphan Black. Oh, it's still going on. I've never heard of this. I heard of an anime called Orphan Black. Oh my gosh. Okay. A street hustler is pulled into a compelling conspiracy. Oh, maybe I did see something like this. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I give anything a shot. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
All right. So for the NES, okay,
Mm-hmm.
there's a Sesame Street game called Sesame Street 1, 2, 3. Right?
Okay.
Now, don't mind, but pick one of the characters from that game. It came out in 1989. Good luck. There you go. That's my answer for you.
Wait, what? What was this, a question?
Yeah, the question was what pre-1990 game characters did I draw for a competition?
Oh, and you gave him. Oh my gosh, and you
What?
gave him a Sesame Street. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
1999. 1989 or 1999?
1989. It has to be before 1990. It's an NES game.
NES games. Well, I guess.
Well, no. It doesn't have to be an NES game, but it just has to be a game from before 1990. So it's an okay console to look at.
Oh man, you could do Metal Gear. You can do I was about to say Fallout, but Fallout was after that.
Yeah, that was way later, right?
Yeah, that was way like 6
Mid-90s.
years later. Yeah. Man, my pick would be Metal Gear. Doing the actual Metal Gear, because there's no fan art of Metal Gear for Metal Gear. Yeah, so Metal Gear. There you go. Metal Gear from Metal Gear.
Wait, is Metal Gear actually a character?
No, Metal Gear is a tank. It's a little dinosaur tank. Yeah.
Ah,
And
a dinosaur tank.
Yeah, it looks like a T-Rex.
What? That's cool.
Yeah, it looks like a T-Rex. Yeah. You can launch nuclear bombs from anywhere in the world. Blah blah blah. We must stop it. You know, that type of thing.
That's pretty cool. If Matt's one qualifies, I'd say go for that. That's much better than Big
You'll
Bird.
hear more about that story tomorrow when my review comes out.
Whoa, plug in. Sell
in.
out. What's sell out? Plug in your YouTube here on Twitch. What you doing?
I don't know.
Can't just get away with that, bro.
Another Walmart outro song for this week is what we need. Oh gosh, I'm scared to even click on that link. Have you seen One Punch Man? There's always one person that asks me that every single week.
Yeah, there is.
Absolutely, yes. I watch it, and I'm up to date. It's a really cool series. I feel like it starts out strong and kind of mellows out a bit, but it's pretty good.
Dude, you get spammed by so many questions on friggin' TV shows and stuff. It's crazy. Here's one for you as well. You haven't updated anyone on Final Fantasy 14. Did you stop playing it, and if so, how come?
Yeah, I stopped playing it because I don't know, $15 a month to not play as much as I want to play. I felt like there's a lot of good things going for it, and I actually really do like it. But the combat tends to get to me sometimes. You know, like especially when I've enjoyed Guild Wars 2. I've enjoyed a lot of action MMOs, and every time I jump in, like I was jumping into Guild Wars 2 today, and messing with a couple things, and like this is what I could easily fall back into Guild Wars 2. With Final Fantasy, I feel like I want to be able to move around a bit. I want to dodge, you know, and it does affect me a bit. I don't want to go back. I feel like I've moved forward from that since a lot of action MMOs have come out, like Terra and all that. And I just didn't feel like going back to it. It doesn't feel quite as loose as I guess something who kind of bridges the gap, like tab targeting, like Guild Wars 2 did. Obviously, before the action combat was added, which, oh man, action combat, so good. Yeah. So yeah, it's a little bit of a combat. I say the game itself is amazing. My friend has beaten it recently. Fred.
Beaten it?
Yeah, and well, the story, because there's a story there, and he says it was great. He says it was great, and I kind of want to get back into it to beat it. And I kind of want to get back into SWTOR to go through the story again, because I absolutely just enjoyed going through the story. Like, it's just good times, man. It's always good times with SWTOR. I just didn't want to do the dungeons over and over again to level up. I just felt like I just wanted to go through the story, which they enabled. I don't know if they still have that, where you can just have double XP and you can just go through the story and level up to max. But I should have done that then. I don't know if it's still going on. But yeah. That's my answer. I could go deeper, but yeah, for now, for the sake of time.
I'm still kind of interested in that game. I don't know.
Yeah, it's good. It's not definitely not a bad game by any stretch of the imagination. I definitely don't think it's for everyone, especially with the combat thing. But like, I don't know if it's the atmosphere, the way the jobs work. Just a lot of good things with that game. I just feel like the combat should have just been a little bit different. But it's not that they just did it because it's old school. There's a reason why it's that way. And
it goes through multiple levels of the design of the game.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyways,
someone asked me. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. Go ahead.
Someone asked me how it feels to get back into X2. It's good. It's great. I love playing the game. I played 3 hours 20 minutes of the Let's Play today. Literally, I just have to edit it up, chunk it all up, and then it can go out over the next week. So it's good. I'm happy to go back to it. The only thing I'm scared of is it's a really long project, and we've been like as far as like the channel in general is, we've been negative subs since it started going up. I think people not that many of you guys here on Twitch probably are falling into this category, but a lot of people don't seem to realize it's like, just because there's an X2 video up, it doesn't mean it's replacing a Guild Wars 2 one. It's literally like, if that X2 video didn't exist, there would be nothing at all. Like, it literally is. Like, it's had no impact on Guild Wars 2 videos at all.
Yeah, we had this conversation many times. And I was having this conversation with George when, because he came over and I was recording stuff for him for his video. And he was talking about we're talking about like the channels and stuff like that, and he's like, why don't you just do a Yandere and a Guild Wars 2 video and blah 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 and blah, blah.
Oh, really I like him. I like him a lot.
Yeah, he's like, just do like a variety of stuff. And I'm like, well, because it takes too much time and it takes it out of the review stuff and the story stuff. It takes time to do those videos, because I just don't hit the record button and then everything just falls into place within an hour. No, it takes days to do these things. And the other thing is, people don't like other stuff in their feed, and especially when you've gotten them so familiar to just, oh, you're just only a Guild Wars 2 guy.
Content. Yeah, I mean, it was a year of Heart of Thorns.
Yeah. So it's what they expect. And yeah, I would obviously you didn't get like 10,000 people unsubscribe to you in one time. So, it's not the majority, but it is a lump sum, should I say, that they just don't want certain things in their feed. Oh, I only care about Guild Wars 2.
Clogging the feed up.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah, they say they only want Guild Wars 2 and that's it. Or they only want Guild Wars 2 from you, and they want nothing else from you that's something else. It's all that. Like, a lot of YouTubers talk about this. Like, it's a little bit like, what do? We don't, we care about our fans. We don't want to disappoint them, but we also can't kill ourselves, with thinking this way.
Yeah. I mean, I do it a lot as well. Like, if I sub to someone for something specific and they start putting out a lot of variety stuff, I unsub from them. I still watch their stuff, but I just manually browse the channel so it doesn't spam up the feed. And X2's a long game, so I'm expecting that to happen a lot. But it's a great game.
There's a difference between a video every day of something totally different. Like, there's a lot of channels who have died because they went from music videos or whatever, and then they went straight to Let's Playing, like, constantly, every single day. Like, that's a good way to kill your channel,
Yeah. It's kind of funny. My younger brother, a while ago now, I guess he saw what I've been doing and he got a bit inspired by it. So he did some music videos on YouTube, just lyric videos, basically. He went into like Windows Movie Maker and he just put lyrics up to a couple of popular songs and he put them up. And, those videos have got like 200, 300,000 views on them and stuff. and he was like asking me like, oh, why can't like what if you in theory just started Let's Playing on that channel? Do you get what I mean? Like you just
it wouldn't work.
Up.
It wouldn't work.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work. There's some rare cases where the audience, you captivate the audience so much that some of them are going to stay with you. It has happened before. Yogscast branched out. Every YouTuber has done one thing, has branched out, because that is the way to go. There is no other way. Like when that game dies, you will die too, and your paycheck, your rent depends on that game. And then you eventually get salty, Like I've seen people get salty about Minecraft. Minecraft is still big, but like other games. But yeah. World of Warcraft especially. Yeah.
All right, you go for one. That was two for me, I think.
Yeah, Well, every time I talk about some crazy stuff. I
mean, I got more down here, but they're for me. So,
how's the potato life going for you? That's you.
What for me? How's the potato life going for me? Pretty good, as you can see there. I've got some stunning lipstick on. I'm playing that game without facing the camera. I got a cheeky little candle in the background there. It's good, like it's a good little existence I got rolling.
Oh, that's actually for me. Oh, it's doing pretty good. It's doing pretty good,
Oh, right, because you're a potato today.
Yeah. I thought for some reason I thought it said winning potatoes. Yeah. It's been going good, man. I gained a little bit of weight. As you can see there.
I wasn't gonna say
my glasses.
Anything, you do look a bit.
My glasses kind of
Christmas.
Fades out like that. I remember back in the days when my glasses would actually look that way,
Really? What? Yeah. Flare out to the sides?
Yeah, because it was, it was cheap stuff, My mom always got the cheap stuff. So, it was a little short in the beginning. Later on I know how to size it up. But yeah, it was a little, not that bad. Come on, not that bad. But yeah. It was, you know what I'm talking about. In the little green residue that would, be on your the side of your ear. Because, it's a cheap metal or whatever. Yeah, man, I went through it. The struggle, man. Struggle's real. Okay, what else we have here?
All right. Matt Visual, with all these ads spamming you should something. I don't know what that is, actually. Damn it. Sorry, that's in relation to something. WP, what's your opinion on the price difference for the Oculus Rift when it comes to US versus UK?
Ooh.
Congrats on the purchase. That is an element of the discussion I never went into. It's a shame, but I live in Europe. Maybe I should always kick up a fuss about it, but I live here. I live with a stronger currency than the dollar, and every corner, every purchase I ever make, every paycheck I get, I always know Americans get stuff way cheaper relative to the amount they get paid than I do. It's just the way it works. They've explained that it's because of the taxes, the import tax. I do think they might have been trying to be a bit cheeky with shipping prices, but it was more expensive, but that happens to me all the time. So what can I do about it? And besides, it's much worse for Canadians.
How much is it?
They have to pay about 1,000 Canadian dollars
for shipping.
For the currency transfer and everything, and then the ship. It's like $60 shipping, I think, or something, just to put it across the border.
Well, I mean, Canadians are pretty wealthy. I mean, they sell their maple syrup.
You can't say that.
They sell their maple syrup. They give out free guns in Canada. Like it's easy peasy up there.
Really?
Canada.
Did you learn that when you were looking into getting your own?
Yeah, for sure.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's really weird.
I'm joking. Have you seen The Leftovers? No. That's something I've never heard of, actually. The Leftovers.
Someone asked you to clarify if FIFA 14 was $60 to play the game and then a monthly sub.
You get a free month with it, and it's not $60. It's not $60.
Did you not refresh your original free month? Is that what happened?
Oh no, I did a couple times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I played for a few months.
Another one for you, Street Fighter 5 next month?
Yeah, man. I want to get a stick and everything. I really, really want to dive in and learn how to fight on a stick. To feel nostalgic, fighting in the arcades, and learn Street Fighter while it's new and hot. Just every day play a couple hours when I'm done working or whatever. I think I can get into it. I definitely want to get it. So yeah. Yeah, I would say a yes for me. Yes for me. Especially to come out with some new sticks. Yeah.
You got any questions up with you?
No, you go ahead.
Someone asked me what game is in the background. There's 2 different games on in the background. Behind me is a Zurich, Rise of Parathia. Behind Matt looks like Amnesia. Oh, no, Bioshock. That's definitely Bioshock. I can see the hand he's going to click. That's Bioshock. Bioshock 1, not the sequel, not Infinite. So, yeah. You got anything?
You should watch Limitless. It's a crime drama. Oh.
Oh, yeah. People kept saying about Limitless. Well, I thought that was a movie as well, right? Where you take a drug.
Yeah, with that sexy guy.
Sexy.
It's Brad something. Yeah, go ahead.
Brad Sexyman Sex.
Yeah.
At Wooden Potatoes, would you take a job from ArenaNet making content for them if it meant regular income and the freedom to speak your mind and have the ear of the team up close?
Oh, God.
I probably would take a job at ArenaNet, I think, if I could. But I think it's prohibitively expensive to get not someone who's not who an international employee in there just because of the way America works or something. I probably would take a job at this point. There are several different areas of that company that I'd like to work in. If I could actually realize some ideas, I think I'd probably enjoy it. And I would continue to YouTube at the same time too. I've full-time worked and YouTubed before, and it was sort of okay as long as the commute's short enough. I'd like to think I'd keep doing it, but yeah.
Yeah, because when it comes down to a job that you enjoy, you know, and it pays well, would probably be a nice safe option. You know, you actually get insurance, which is nice. Oh man, yeah.
Well,
what kind of tea
I personally cannot relate to high insurance costs, so
yeah. U.S. sucks when it comes down to health insurance. What kind of tea do you like? Well, I'm not a crazy tea guy, but when I do drink tea, I tend to go all over the place. I tend to go to green tea quite a bit.
Really?
And then sometimes I've done black tea as well recently with some I really like. A lot of people would say, "Oh, it's overrated," but I really like bubble tea with the tapioca balls at the bottom.
Bubble tea? What is that? No, explain that. What is that?
What? Well, I never explained bubble tea to you? Really?
No.
The little bubbles in the... Oh, wow. Okay. Well, bubble tea is basically just
Can I Google
tea.
this?
Yeah.
Is there a YouTube?
Yeah. It's basically just tea. Whatever. You could have any type of tea. It doesn't matter what it is. And they put tapioca balls at the bottom of it. It's like little gummy bears, kind of. Depending on who does. Some people actually do it proper. Some shops don't know how to do tapioca balls. Let me just say that right now. And I've avoided some shops because of that. But people who know how to do it properly, you know, the proper chewy to gummy ratio, not too much softness and squishiness. And of course, they have to be drenched in like...
is this just personal taste, or is
syrup.
this actually proper?
No, I think it's proper. Like, you don't want mushy cake at the bottom of your tea.
Okay, yeah.
It has to actually be done properly. You feel it's like almost like they left it in there too long or whatever. Yeah.
So far they've boiled these balls, and now they're in a sieve, and they've got rid of them with the water, and now they're spooning them into a glass jar.
Yeah, I've made them myself as well. I've bought them myself and just made them.
And what do you do? Add water to that after that?
Yeah, you boil it and then you let it sit for like a few minutes. Yeah. So.
Really?
Yeah.
And they added maple syrup.
Yeah. So
how is this tea at all?
You want to give the balls flavor, and some places tend to not give the balls flavor, and that's the worst thing you can do.
This conversation.
Yeah. Got to give the balls flavor because they'll taste good in your mouth.
And then milk. Oh my god, this looks very rich.
Yeah, well, you don't have to do milk if you don't want to, but yeah, I tend to like some almond milk with mine.
My god, Matt, that is like great. That's like sugar and milk and just...
Dude, what was some fresh maple syrup, dude? Oh my gosh, godlike, man, godlike.
That does look good. That looks tasty. That looks good.
It's so good. And
what was the original question? Oh, tea.
Yeah, I tend to jump around. It depends. It depends. Like, depends on the flavor. I do like flavored tea. To be
Okay.
honest, I don't like I tend to make my own flavors if I have just regular tea at home. I've been sick for the last couple of days, so I've been indulging in some of that. But yeah, I go black, and then sometimes I go green. But that's like the regular ones, right? That's like the mainstream one. There's like jasmine and all these other ones out
Yeah.
there that I've never tried. I've tried a lot of herbal stuff, but yeah. Which tastes really good as well. And white tea tastes good as well. I like many teas. It depends on the taste for me. It all depends on the taste for me. I don't know if I have a favorite yet, to be honest.
I'm not that adventurous with tea. I did get some Ethiopian black coffee the other day, but I don't actually have a coffee maker, so it's not very good.
You going far. Going far for
It
your
was
coffee.
just like
That's proper black coffee, huh?
when I go for the when I go for the weekly shop, I just try and like do something different.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
That's terrible. That's racist.
What are you talking about?
I just want you to know that's racist, all right? It's inappropriate. It's racist, and you're gonna get quoted out of context in the future.
I'm just gonna eat a banana right now.
Oh my god. Hervrek says, "How do I sign up for the Guildhall Arena tournament?" So this is a great way to plug it as well, as somebody else asked me to do it. Tomorrow, guys, at 11:30 my time, we will be having a stream where it is incredibly likely, it's not guaranteed, but it's incredibly likely, we will be having a PvP tournament where you can win a precursor of your choice. So check it out. It will be in the Ice Arena that I did a video on. All you have to do is be there at the stream. You don't even have to be a part of the guild, but people who are a part of the guild get first dibs on the place. So, yep, that's going on tomorrow. And hopefully I can make a video out of it as well. Yay.
Yay. I like my banana with black spots on it. Lots of black.
Apparently, the fact that I've never had bubble tea lets people know that I haven't been to London in forever. And that's true. I haven't been to London for ages.
Yeah, I heard like it started there or started in Europe or something like that. Well,
Really?
Obviously, UK is Europe, but yeah.
Somebody, the last question now, Loxors said, what's your favorite album at the moment?
Oh, me?
Yeah, what's your favorite album at the moment? Well, to both of us, actually.
Well, okay.
Are you actually eating right now?
Yeah, but no, I wasn't joking. I wasn't being random. Well, I was being random. I would say I've been getting a little bit back into mute math recently. You know what mute math is? You laughing? No. Okay.
Meat math.
Mute math, and I have been listening to a little bit of I'm all over the place, but I would say my favorite. What I've been listening to. Well, all right. I've been listening to Mute Math. For people who don't know who Mute Math is, it's like a rock band. Let me pull up this like crazy drum light video that they do. He's a crazy drummer. This is one of those bands that it's really about the music. Like I guess you could say that with a lot of people, but like I feel like they're very technical with the way it's not just instruments for them. They tend to like come out like during one of the live performances, they came out with like a toy piano and started making sounds with it. Like it's an experience to them the way they do music, and you can hear that in their music. It's in their songs. It's really good track. But he has the lights hooked up to the drums and he's messing with it. This is the type of stuff that they like doing.
That is pretty cool.
I've been listening to Smooth McGroove remixed.
Yeah, I saw at the end of one of your videos you had Chemical Plant Zone, and it was on at the start of the pod today.
Yeah, I haven't listened to like all the tracks in depth, but I really like Chemical Plant and the Minecraft track. It's just really good stuff. Like not too like it's not wub wub or anything. Just really. I don't really listen to stuff like I don't really listen to stuff like that. You know, with all the cuts and edits and stuff like that. Like I'm mostly really chill for the majority of the time recently. I haven't really gone into like the Monster Cat type of music lately. So it was just real nice to see like a nice blend of that. Just like very conserved editing in the music, mixing, with going hard on it. But yeah. Yeah, I would say that's a if you haven't heard of Smooth McGroove remix, check it out. It might be interesting. Yeah, what about you?
Well, my favorite is actually we talked about this 3 weeks ago, and it's really not changed very much. The artist, at least, I'm listening to the most of at the moment is an artist called Bon Iver. Specifically the album For Emma Forever Ago. It's got a lot of really great tracks on there. Like Skinny Love, Holocene. They did a cover of I Can't Make You Love Me, which is pretty good as well. I don't know. A lot of you guys might not be too into it, but I've really, 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 really been digging that artist recently. But yeah, I don't have too much more to say on it, to be honest. I can't describe my music taste too well.
Yeah, well, yeah, but me either. I'm not crazy. I just like listening to music. I don't know if I go crazy into it.
Yeah.
PAX East, no, I don't think I will be going. Somebody was asking me, one of these guys, one of these PR guys were asking me if I was going to South. I think that's in like the end of this month. I don't know if I'll be going to PAX East. I know like there's a few months to that, right? I'm assuming, because the one that's coming out now is South. Anyways, if that's the one later on down the road, I don't know yet. I'm going to MagFest though, which is next month. So if you're going there, then holla at a brother. Also, Kingdom Hearts 2.8. Of course, I'm gonna get it because
2.8.
I like Square. Like I like Square sucking the money out of me, over and over again. I love them milking me like a cow. I just love it.
2.8.
Yeah. There's
Really?
there's a lot of points, 5s and 7s and 6s.
You can't be really.
Yeah, really. Yeah, it's bad. Yeah, I
Really?
do. I like my Kingdom
What?
Hearts, but dang, like they milk me.
Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue.
Yep.
Really? This is crazy.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy.
What does it even add?
I don't even know. I don't even. It adds a.
I don't even know. I'm just gonna get it.
It's trying to bridge the. I can't remember what it was, but they're trying to bridge the gap between. I think it was what was the latest in the series?
That's
Birth by
brilliant.
Sleep. And the new game.
Yeah, apparently it's a collection of games. It's Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance HD, Kingdom Hearts X back cover, Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary passage.
Yeah, there it is. They added an extra part with Aqua. If I'm, you correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, told from the perspective of Aqua.
Yeah,
who I don't know who that is.
Yeah, it's supposed to kind of bridge the gap there. And I mean, the story. I can't wait to go through that series because it's gonna be interesting going through that and knowing what I know now. And I felt like I've gotten a lot more cynical with. Cynical is probably not the. I look into details a lot more now when it comes down to movies, shows, and games. So it'll be interesting, and that's why that, and of course Metal Gear, because Metal Gear is supposed to get really crazy as well, and I can't remember how crazy the story gets. But yeah.
There you
go. Recommended mic stand for the AT the Audio Technica 2020. Well, I would recommend the Rode stand. Well, what was such a weird question. The Rode, it's 100 pounds, should I say? $100.
Do you remember the actual number after it? Because I don't remember.
ST1 or something like that. I'm pretty sure that's wrong, but it's the something one.
I might have it written down because when I upgraded everything, I wrote down all the stuff I have. But yeah. You trust me, you will find it if you go on Amazon, which you probably should be buying it on Amazon if you're buying it anywhere. You buy everything on Amazon, guys. That's just it. that's just it. It's cheaper. It's always cheaper. But yeah, search it on there and you'll find it. I wouldn't if you have a budget, you could go for the $50 one that has good reviews. I can't remember what name it was, but I would say it's worth getting the good quality stuff. But you know me already. I like to save up and get the good stuff. I say $100 is not much to waste when you know it's not going to break on you, and you have good warranty. Yep. Warranty is also important, very important. My mouse started double clicking, and I don't know if I can get my warranty back from it because Logitech, their mouses last so long. I think it's been over 2 years since I got the other one. So I just ordered another Logitech. I need to upgrade it anyway. It's crazy. Anyways, randomly. Is that it? Ah, there it is. The PSA 1. That's exactly what it is. PSA 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, Runner Barbecue. Good job.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, I think that's it. I think we ran out of questions here.
Yeah, pretty much. Will I be doing a new Let's Play on the new Tomb Raider? Yes, indeed. After XD.
Oh, you will? Okay.
Yeah, I will. I will.
I'll be sitting and watching.
I kind of want them both out. I'm enjoying them, but I kind of want both those out the door so I can get that freedom back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I can bandwagon on like something popular and get big.
Yeah, that's how it works.
I'm thinking. I was thinking EverQuest
dude.
next, but you know that seems to not exist anymore.
You
so.
can be the total biscuit of Yonder Day Simulator.
All right, actually, yeah. Could you hook me up with a copy of Yonder Day Sim? Yeah, I'll do discussion videos on it. It'll be great.
It's free. You know that could probably
it's
work.
Free. Oh god, see, I'm so bad. I didn't even know.
It's free, dude. Yeah, free updates and everything. I don't know. Like, Yonder Day Simulator is one of those things where I really enjoy the guy who makes the game as well. Even though he totally knows what he's doing. He's being creepy in the videos. And he just totally plays on the whole point of it's an anime game. You know, he's not like, I feel like he's not some like the classic anime freak guy, you know?
Yeah.
But he plays on the fact that he just wants to make a game. And I don't know, like, I mean, I don't know him in real life, but he's doing a good job in the way he's marketing his game on his channel and everything like that. But yeah. I have respect for that. Am I smooth? Was it? What do you mean, like butter? I am kind of smooth. I do. I've been actually planning on shaving. I feel like I'm hairy. What about you? Do you shave? Do you shave like?
Yeah, I clean shave every day.
No. I mean, I'm not talking about the regular shave. I'm talking
about
my
chest, my back, my pits.
Yeah. Do you go deep? I'm
no,
thinking
I've
about
never
going
shaved.
deep.
No.
I've been watching this guy called Alpha M, right? Because I've been looking on the proper way to shave certain things, if you know what I mean. And he's like the only one who actually goes into actual detail about. And like, 'cause you always wonder how, like, I don't know. Let's be real. Girls in the chat, I'm sorry. How you shave your balls? You know,
like wax strips.
What? But that seems
I've
seems
never
painful.
waxed. I don't know how terrible that would be.
Like, you know, people in certain industries who are fully naked. You know.
Yeah.
How do they get it so clean? You know, and you're wondering, like, what type of pain do they have to go? Do they do the laser hair removal? You know?
No. Who would want to laser their balls?
Yo, listen. They do that. They do that.
All right, yeah. Okay. So what are you asking though? What are you asking me in Twitch chat right now?
No, I'm not. I'm just.
What do we want to know? What's the best technique? All right, look, Matt's got some codes. Matt's got some codes from JagX here. All right, give him your best technique and you'll win a code. There you go.
Thanks for watching. I'm just saying. Have you dived deep into that? You know, I started diving deep into that. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
You know, like,
this is
when
quite
you're
the
walking,
twist. The podcast.
All right, listen.
Yeah.
You know, I've gotten real thin, and you know, I've gotten to wearing pants that are, you know, a little bit on the tight side. You know, to show off the thighs. You know. What I'm saying?
All right. Yeah.
And you know, the bush gets in the way. You kind of want to clean it up. You know.
What?
Kind of want to clean it up, you know.
So just to be clear here, this is nothing about hairiness anywhere else on you. It's not about shaving.
No. My chest, my arms, they're hairy too, and I'm thinking about getting.
Oh, leave that arm hair. Unless it's really bad, you want to leave the arm hair.
I think it's kind of bad.
Ladies love the forearms, Matt. You need to keep them looking manly. Don't shave your forearm hair.
You know, it's about me too. You know, I like to be fresh. You know, I like to be like a baby. I like to be like fresh out of the womb. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. You might want to check your back as well, all right? My older brother has a notoriously hairy back.
Oh, me too.
For years now, his girlfriend shaved, and whenever.
I wouldn't say I'm werewolf quality, but I do have long hairs. You know.
Have you checked out your back though?
Yeah.
Because for me, I knew that hairy backs was in my genes, but I always thought, oh yeah, my back's not got any hair on it. It's not got any hair on it. I never feel it when I'm in the shower. But like I had a proper look, like, I don't know, a couple of months ago. I was like, damn, I actually do have a hairy back. Maybe I should sort that out. So to people in chat, you might not realize.
I read this. This Matt guy is sick. LOL. Like I totally okay with someone just coming in not knowing me at all, and just thinking like, oh man, this guy, dude, like he's talking about shaving balls.
Yeah.
I'm totally okay with that.
People are coming from my channel right now expecting Oculus Rift discussion. It's like,
oh, we had a long discussion, so you might want to look out for that when you read Twitch everything or whatever, or watch it later. Anyways, guys, we'll see you guys later in the next episode. Remember, Movie Club is Pixels. Okay?
that means, guys, watch Pixels and have a chat with us about it on the next pod.
Yeah. It's gonna be good, man. Adam Sandler, man, he's like,
I'm looking forward
he's
to
on
this. I
top of
genuinely
his game.
think.
He's on the top.
I
of
think
his
we're
game.
both gonna love this movie, and it'll be the first movie in a while we have like perfect consensus on.
Yeah, you know, we got Game of Thrones hot star midget in there. You know.
I'm a huge fan of both Adam Sandler and Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, man.
So this was a marriage I've been waiting for a long time.
Yeah.
I also have some vague understanding of video games, just a little. So yeah.
Shave your dinklage.
Oh
Anyways,
my
guys,
god!
we'll see you guys later in the next pod visual thing.